Top of the morning, YouTube family. You know what it is. Kool-Aid Mafia. See you aunties. Cleveland Browns. Fans and backers all across the country. You already know what it is. It's G. Bush in the Barbershop. And we are ready to go. It has been a very interesting couple of days here. Very interesting couple of days since you know what we got done. We had the Coach Prime exclusive. And what I wanted to do today, I wanted to give you even more tidbits. You see, it's great because, you know, we talked about it and this thing has been moved all around the country, but there was a lot of things that didn't even make that cut. There was a lot of things I just gave you the interview, but more than that, it's the game that Coach Prime gave me in conversations, the game that he gave me just by talking football, the game that he gave me, the off the record stuff. And today we're going to talk a lot about what I've been talking, what I've been getting to, and I'm going to give you guys some tidbits, some nuggets. I'm going to give y'all some tidbits and some nuggets that you might not even really have gotten, and a lot of people don't get. I'm going to bring down the timeline. I'm going to give you the timeline so it make a lot of sense, people, because, you know, right now, shout out to everybody that got the interview. Shout out to everybody who was, and y'all cats is crazy. Hey, some people, I did the interview. I had to turn my phone off. It got crazy. It got so crazy. My phone was lighting up. People was going crazy. And by the way, we is gonna get that promo video. I'm still working on it. Hey Rosie, do you think you could get that promo video? The Brown schedule. So yeah, we gonna get that. Let me see that. Make sure we get that. But we got a lot to talk about. We got a ton to talk about. We're gonna get to the schedule. We're gonna get to the interview. We're gonna give you the behind the scenes looks because there's a lot of things, and we're gonna get to the reaction to it. We're gonna get to the reaction to it because I think the reaction in the way that this interview went out, the reaction is where the reaction is actually where the lesson is. It came in the reaction. And there's a lot of things that I've been saying that a lot of people act like, you know, I was just crazy or I done lost my mind or nah. Everything that I said, the reaction shows you that everything I said was 1,000% true. And we're going to get to that as well. So get your coffee ready. We're going to dive into the behind the scenes with Coach Prime. We're going to give you some stuff that you may have not even known. We're going to get to the reaction. We're going to get to the schedule. Hey, bro, Cleveland Cavaliers, y'all looking nasty right now. Y'all don't deserve to go to the next round playing the way you play. We might even talk about them fools for a second. But we got a great show planned for you. If you thought you learned something during the interview, oh no. You're going to learn something more today. We're about to get in and hit that like button. It's 416 of y'all in there. The haters might be out and about. But at this point, we don't even care about them. We're going to get it. You're listening to the most electrifying show in the game. You know what it is. It's the Barbershop. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Top of the morning to everybody. We pulled up, man. You know, it's so crazy. I want to, first and foremost, I'm going to do this and because, you know, we on our platform. I'm going to thank Coach Prime because he could have chose anybody to do that interview. He could have pulled up on any one of these platforms. He could have pulled up on 92. He could have came up on ESPN Cleveland. He could have went on UCSS. He could have did a show with any other independent podcaster. He could have did a bunch of shows. He could have did a lot of things with a lot of people. But the cool thing about it is he chose to come do an interview on the Barbershop. And I want to thank you guys mostly because without the traction of this platform, without the reality of this platform, without this platform being known as we are truthsayers, we are individuals that will dig down into it, and we are individuals that's going to keep it a buck. I think without the people It don't happen. So that's the testament. It's not just me. I said this on Ultimate Browns. It's not just, and a lot of people in the media don't quite understand that. This wasn't a win for just me or the Barbershop or Final Cut or Rosie or the Top 5 or it wasn't it was a win for Browns fans. It was a win for independent media. It was a win for everybody in the media in Cleveland. And one of the things that I always try to tell people is I'm in the media, but sometimes because the way I approach the game, you're an outcast. You're a black sheep. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You're moving this way. You can't say that. You can't. Listen, there have been times where we were here before when LeBron James wouldn't do local interviews. There was times where Odell Beckham Jr., big stars came, they wouldn't do local interviews. And I think the reason they won't do local interviews is because they have it's the trust factor that they have in saying, I don't know if I want to put myself out there. I don't know if I want to give some information. I don't even know how this thing is going to be spun. And the thing about the Cleveland media is I'm part of the media and I'm trying to help it. I'm part of the media. I'm trying to get the olive branch. I'm part of the media. I'm trying, so when you see a person of Coach Prime's stature pull up on anywhere in Cleveland, you got to congratulate it. You got to say, wow, okay, well, this is great because now I know that I potentially can get a person like that down the line. I know that it's possible. I know that these things, we can move that way. And it also shows you what I've been trying to give to people out there. And why do you think I bring so many independent content creators? I tell my people, hey, who y'all want to see on the platform? And I give them love and shine. And by the way, FB Teams, you have been on the platform 3 times. I know people, he said it on his thing. I'm telling you, I've been on G Bush, you've been on there, right? There's countless people that been on my platform. B. Watts, Mad Dog, Simply Ball Dropping, Money Man, FB Teams, Chef Say. There's been people, Darren, Sean King. We bring all kind, we cook up. We have a nice meal, we bring them on. But it's important because we trying to grow the ecosystem. I'm a YouTube baby. I was born from YouTube. When I first started doing YouTube shows and we first started UCSS, and people in the industry was running around telling us, oh, you that little internet show. Then they turned around and every other major station in the world is on the internet. When I was trying to tell them that in 2010, hey, y'all, we should be on the internet. We should be on the internet. We should be on the internet. Why don't we? I used to go into places and record. While I would do my radio show, they'd be like, you can't record that. Don't record that. You can't record that. I said, why? What? Now everybody understands clips. Now if you're a journalist, you better get you a YouTube channel. You better get you something. So when I'm talking about this was a big win for the culture. But some don't take it as that way. And that's fine. That's fine. But one thing is sometimes what we're going to do is sometimes you got to actually put things to bed. And the one thing that I want to put to bed is this notion that if you're not in an establishment, you boo-boo the fool and not connected up. I don't. See, that's the thing. Coach Prime, we're going to get to a lot of things he said. One of the things that I don't like is, and I told people this before, how arrogant is this? Right? I've been dealing with this kind of stuff for years, right? The idea, how do you, if I say something is, are you sure about that? Do you have any sources? What type of sources do you got? Don't nobody know who you is. And I keep trying to tell people, the biggest elephant in the room is this. My show is about sports, music, and culture. My sports, my music that I listen to, and my culture makes up 75% of professional athletes. Let me repeat that so you can get it slow. The sports I played, the music that I listen to, and the culture that I belong to makes up the same demographic as 75% of athletes. I'm a black dude who comes from the neighborhood, who made it, who happened to make it, who fought, clawed, scratched, and did everything he could to get here without much. There was some help along the way. But that was the big one. And they listen to the same music. They like the same jewelry. We want the same gym shoes. We talk the same language. We do all of that. How is it that you a gatekeeper? How is it that you don't look like them? You ain't been where they've been. You ain't done nothing. You ain't played the games that they play. You ain't done any of this. You have not done it on that level. You don't got a chain on. You don't know what Prime talking about when he say, hey, when you get the rope chain, you elevated from the gold to the diamonds. That's a badge of honor for us. That's where we come from. We do that today, right now. I know it might be early for some people. Pfft, 71% of y'all in here can't be salty. First thing on a beautiful Saturday morning, get the likes up. Hey, so when you tell me, and I say I got sources, you tell me, who is he talking to? What do you mean, who is he talking to? What do you mean, who is he? Oh, I'm talking to everybody. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Who am I talking to? And I got it. So you telling me that people that came where I came from, looked the way I look, played the same games, is the entire culture, but nobody talks to me? I had a top five radio show, according to Cleveland Scene magazine, top 5, and I only do it once a week. Top 5 in the city. Long running. What are you talking about? This ain't the first time people see me. Listen, I did a DeMar Hamlin quote on UCSS that got almost 500 million. Almost it's up to hundreds, and it's 500, 750 million. I'm not saying that to say much, but all I'm saying is it'd be time out for people discrediting you. But I won't. Chances are that won't happen very much. But the problem is, and the point is this: sometimes you got to remind people and let them know we're not on that type of time. And so let's go ahead and do it, so we can put this to bed and get to the real conversation. Let's go with the sources one, so that when this happens next time, you can just say, oh, well, we got to take it in consideration. Let me show y'all. This is just a couple of them. I ain't even saying nothing. Let me take this down. Let me take this down. It's a little something. Let me take that down. This is March 10th, 2022. This 2022. This way before any Shedeur conversations, so we can get things clear. Somebody says, G. Bush, I'm hearing Clowney is gone. He was gone. That happened. You think the door is open a bit for a return to bring Jarvis back? Here's what I said. I had sources with the Browns that pretty much confirmed this immediately after the last game. I still don't think they will bring Jarvis back, which is a mistake. I could see him playing for the Raiders, the Patriots, or the Titans. Ironically, these are all AFC teams. I think at Jarvis ended up playing for the Saints. But that is me in 2022 said I had sources with the Browns. I mean, I don't feel like I have to defend myself. I'm just showing you the trajectory so that we can all get this squared away. So the next time that somebody say or insinuate that I don't talk to nobody, they can just tuck that in and be cool. I don't want no problems. I just letting you know so we can be squared away. This is in, I do have two prominent sources, prominent players in the Browns locker room. And I was told directly that the veterans of the team leaders didn't want OBJ to leave. They were adamant about him being a good teammate and was doing things by the book. This is in March. This is March 2022. This is Odell Beckham Jr. These are people, yeah. So the question mark is, why is it all the time? Why is there a question? See, here's the thing. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I can't really play with y'all no more because I give everybody the fair courtesy. I give everybody a professional courtesy. I give everybody, if you say you talk to somebody, I told you talk to somebody, it is what it is. I always say you can talk to anybody. Anybody can have sources, but is your sources correct? This ain't a victory lap. I'm just educating. Right? Just not a victory lap. I'm just educating and getting people squared away because this is the situation. This came down last year when it was in November 2025. I appreciate Peterlin and Nick Wilson for keeping it 100. They went on their show and said, man, G. Bush had sources years ago. He ain't making nothing up. I said they stand on business. I don't hunt sources. They reach out to me. They respect me because I'm independent, trustworthy, and discreet. Some sources are comfortable with me because I identify with the culture. There it is in plain sight. Now let's keep this right. Let's keep this a buck. How you gonna judge and tell? Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna do it. Let me just tell you why. Listen, this is not what I said. This is what Coach Prime said. Because you're right, shout out to Coach Prime. This is what he said. Let me read it again. I don't hunt sources. They've reached out to me. They respect me because I'm independent, trustworthy, and discreet. Some sources are comfortable with me because I identify with the culture. Special exclusive for you today. And tonight is one of the moments where it reminds you why sports matters beyond the scoreboard. Because every once in a while, somebody comes along that changes the culture, not just the game. Our guest tonight did that as a player, as a businessman, as a coach, as a father, and honestly, as a brand before athlete branding was even a thing. Two-sport legend, Hall of Famer, World Series and Super Bowl competitor, cultural icon, coach, mentor, and now watching his son navigate one of the most passionate football cities in America, Cleveland, Ohio. But tonight, this isn't about the headlines. This is about leadership. This is about fatherhood. This is about pressure. This is about growth, competition, and legacy, and what it really takes to thrive under the brightest lights in sports. So Browns fans, football fans, and everybody watching around the country, it's an honor to welcome to the Barbershop, Coach Prime.
Let me tell you something, my brother. This is well overdue. I want to thank you for standing up when everyone else chose to sit. We don't ask for you to do us any favors. We just ask for you to disperse the truth and the heartbeat of who we are. And you've done that unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt. And I thank you as a father. I'm speaking to you as a father right now. I thank you so much for just standing up and you call a spade a spade. If he ain't doing his job, it is what it is. I check him before y'all check him, so it's all good. He used to that. But I just want to thank you for being the brother you are, man. That's why I'm here, because there's a relationship, there's a trust, and I don't trust everybody.
I didn't say it. And I respect it. And The same way I have that relationship or conversation with Coach Prime, the biggest thing that I respect that he said was when Shedeur ain't playing well, you tell him. When we watch the film over here with people, we try to educate. When there's some things where I think there's missteps, he said. And one of the main things I got from the conversation of having with him was he's not a person that's letting Shedeur Sanders move around. He, like you said, he's one of the most, he's the toughest on Shedeur. But there's this notion, there's this notion, and y'all need to come up for air. Y'all need to come up from out of that fog, that mist, that Cleveland mentality. Y'all need to come up when you sit there and you keep saying, see, the problem with y'all is this. And I always talked about it, it's the aftermath. The aftermath of what happened after that interview shows me exactly what I told you what happened prior to that. This isn't about whether or not what somebody said. This is about keeping the hierarchy the hierarchy. That's all it is. It's about keeping the rigid hierarchy. In America, always learn there's a pecking order, there's levels to this. And there's also invisible force fields that keep you from getting to one of the levels. The problem is people will fight, claw, scratch, and do everything they can to keep that system rigid and where it is at. So when you come up and you start doing it a certain way, and you start acting a certain way, and you start being like, well, I know this person, or I said something to this person, and you know G. Bush, I don't go around and be sourced up guy, do I? I don't go around beating people over the head with the sources I keep got. Huh? I don't be beating people over the head. I got a source over here. I got a source over here. Nah, I don't do that. But the thing that won't be tolerated from moving forward, and the thing that won't be moved around, is there will be lots of respect placed upon what I do in this craft. I don't bother nobody. I don't be doing nothing. I'm gonna be respected in this field, this industry, because the hard work that I put in, the hours, the streams, the hours on top of hours. I'm not saying that I'm entitled to anything. I go work for it. I'm gonna go do a Prime interview, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm still gonna do Ultimate Browns. I do a Prime interview. I'm still gonna be on here today on the Barbershop talking. I'm gonna do the show today. I'm gonna go to the red carpet tonight. Make sure you come to the awards, the R&B awards. I will be on the red carpet giving out an award. We go to Barges in the building. We're gonna do that. Then I'm gonna get up tomorrow and I'm gonna show the promo, and I want you to come. My mom on the show tomorrow, top 5. We got a crazy list ready for you. The studio is back up and ready to go. We got the camera working. We done worked on all that. We worked on that all week. So I worked on my little speech for the induction. I worked on the cameras. Me and Rosie moved them around. We said we ready to go. I got my topics. We did Coach Prime. The reality of the situation is it's about that work. It's about the work you put in out here. It's about what you do with your people, man. It's about still continue to give you that content. So the one thing, you may not agree with everything I say, but the next time I say, oh, well, I talked to this person, there will be no, well, you sure? You're positive? But every other person that come up here that say they got a report, they got a person, they know a dude. So we got to take that for face value, but it won't be no more questions. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Because you're trying to act like you at a place where it's rarefied air that ain't nobody been. I told people there ain't nobody you talk to that I can't talk to. And I'm not saying this out of because listen, I show everybody love. I don't treat no person that do content different from anybody. The same respect I give to my colleagues that I work with at UCSS, I give that same respect level to people that be on the internet. I don't dog talk nobody. I don't little homie nobody. I don't do that. I big up people. I show love and show respect. But the timeout nature is when I'm saying something, hopefully you'll take for what I'm saying for some sort of truth. But I'm not gonna play the disrespect game, because if I let you disrespect the work that we put in over here, I'm letting you disrespect all the people that pull up on here that value it. They value this content. So thank you, Coach Prime. But more than anything, thank you guys, because people kept showing me stuff. Whenever y'all was in every comment section, when that interview got played somewhere, y'all was 10 toes down. You didn't mention G. Bush's name. You didn't give him credit for it. G. Bush gave you, like, y'all was in every single comment section. And I appreciate that, because y'all stand on business too. Now, let's get to our show today. Now that that's squared away, now that we got that, one of the things that's super disappointing, and by the way, if I don't say your name, don't be upset. Like, people, I know people coming to the barbershop be like, okay, who G. Bush talking to? Who he talking about? Let me show you the mindset going into it. I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes. Coach Prime reached out. I know he's real. I asked him specifically. I said, anything you want to talk about? He said, whatever you want to talk about. I said, dang, that's real. You know, he could have easily said, man, I ain't talking about this, that, this, that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing none of that today. He came in and he was down to earth. My thought process for the interview, and I want to give you this, and I haven't said this to anybody or whatever the case may be, but I waited to get on the barbershop to tell this. One of the things, and then we're gonna play a couple of clips, and then I'll give you the context of how it went down, how it moved, and some behind the scenes stuff that I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So what I wanted to come into this interview, and I wanted to do an interview, and I can't, let me just explain. I can't be something. I can't be something that I say I'm against. So when I came up here, I was well aware that if I wanted to just be messy and over the top, I could have led with questions. We could have went and got into all kind of different situations between the media, what people said, who said what do you think about this? Do you like this person? We could have came with all that noise. But that was what the interview was about. The interview was about showing a side of Coach Prime as a father, as a Hall of Fame, as a savant when it comes to the game of football, and him as a coach. He has so many facets as a businessman. He's a Hall of Famer. He played 2 sports. He's done all those things. But the thing that I realized in today's media is that the truth doesn't get out because they keep you on the defensive. Your story doesn't get out because they keep you trying to debunk stuff that they say and it ain't even really real. So if you think about it, there's a perception of who Coach Prime is based on hearsay and people with narratives. There's a perception of Shedeur Sanders based on what did you do at the combine? Why did you fall? Is he entitled? There's a perception of all of that. And what I wanted to do in this interview is I wanted to show a human side of Coach Prime. The human side, the human nature. Because at certain points, I feel like they've created this created entity that is entitled, that's brash, that's arrogant, that gets in the way, that meddles, that wants to sabotage, that needs to go sit down somewhere. And then when you listen to the interview, it disarms you because you just say, wow, from a father's perspective, I could kind of understand that. Wow, I didn't quite know that, right? Like when he says, my kids didn't grow up a certain way. I took my kids to the hood. My kids played against other kids that was in the hood. And I did that specifically because I knew what type of edge they need to go fight with. Now you're thinking, oh, well, they're not no trust fund kids. He said they had access to it, because just because you got access to it don't mean I'm allow it. He said he took his kids and moved everywhere, going to see place to place to place to place. He gave you a cultural conversation about why it is that we like jewelry. He gave you those things. He also debunked a lot of things in terms of what jobs he wants. He never came out like that definitively and said, I ain't trying to coach in no pros. But it's a lot of people thought I was coming for their jobs. Remember what I tell you, it's about hierarchy. When you get somebody that is a disruptor, it's not about what they're saying. It's you're trying to fight to control the narrative. And if you listen to it and you continue to go through this, let's talk about this. Out of all of the things, and shout out to ESPN Cleveland, out of all of the things that happened in that interview, out of all of the powerful context, out of everything that people said, wow, I didn't know that, and got picked up by NBC. Wow, I didn't think about that. Shout out to Daniel Fusi. He definitely had one article in there. Shout out to him on ESPN about it. But out of all of that, but out of all of that, this is what people got. This is what you came away with.
He wants to meet Todd Monken to talk about. He wants to meet Todd Monken to talk about Shedeur as a coach and not as a dad.
Can't separate the two.
I was going to say, I appreciate that, but you can't separate.
Right. I think that's the worst thing you can do is inject yourself into it.
In the locker room, it may come over like, oh, this dude got his dad.
All right, so let me just go here. I'll say this. In the locker room, we've spoke to multiple people. And let me just tell you, Prime is a legend. I shouldn't even have to say that. When he pulls up in the locker room, they like, it's not Shedeur's dad, it's Prime. That is Deion Sanders. That is one of the greatest football players of all time. He's the one. Listen, everybody know who Coach Deion said. Stop playing around with this man's name. Like, y'all play so much. Like, it'd be so crazy. I don't understand how y'all feel comfortable playing with Coach Prime's name when he up there with some of the top. You don't play with Peyton Manning's name. Do y'all play with John Elway's name? Y'all don't play at all with Joe Montana's name. Y'all don't play not one bit with Reggie White's name. No disrespect is put on Lawrence Taylor's name. Why do you feel like you can reduce this man? Why do you feel like you can reduce this man to a regular dude like that? Let's keep it a buck. What? He's a Hall of Famer at the highest levels. He played 2 sports. He in the world's multiple Super Bowl champion. He's the greatest cornerback, and some argue the greatest defensive player ever to walk. He was the first person to ever have any endorsements anywhere. If you got a Nike contract, thank Coach Prime. If you got any Adidas cleats that they given to you, thank Coach Prime. Not only is he that, he's won state championships in college, high school. He's won SWAC titles in college. He is a Division I Power 5 school head football coach. His players won the Heisman. He worked for the NFL Network at the highest levels, the NFL Combine, for 20 years. How is it that you're talking about that's a problem? Let's think about how crazy this sounds. When you go to the Combine or when you're about to get drafted, every scout, every general manager, every team goes to do what? Talk to their former coaching staff. They go so far back that they go talk to your high school teachers. They talk to your high school coaches. They give you a FBI, a CIA level vetting. Huh? Why would you think it's a problem for one of the greatest football players of all time to come talk to Todd Monken about football? One of the best things, and I think Coach Prime, one of the best things that I take away is that I got an opportunity prior to this interview to sit down and just talk ball. He took the time to talk ball. 20 minutes, 25, just going over concepts, going over play, going over tendencies. I'm over here like, I ain't need no interview. Just let me talk football. We talk football if you want to. Why would that be a problem? You, out of everything you took from this, and guess what Todd Monken say, right? Because I'm gonna bring it, I always bring it back. Not only that was taken and missed, Coach Prime, like I got my whole coaching staff be going around meeting with other teams. My whole coaching staff. Todd Monken wanted to beat him. What? Come on, man. Come on now. And you know what that does? It just backs up what Coach Monken said. If you can get something on each and every player to help you motivate them, to help them develop, that's what it's about.
Business. And anything that gets in the way of those two things have to be confronted and eliminated. That's it. Winning changes everything, right? I told the coaches that the other day, right? Or playing well. How does a player stop a narrative? Play well. How do we stop a narrative on offense? Score. How do you stop a narrative of winning? Win. It's pretty freaking simple. And we're in the development business of our players to help them aspire to achieve.
We are in the development business of our players. We don't need guys. Guys, what team are you on? Whose side are you on? Todd Monken is clearly sitting up here saying, I'm going to use every advantage I can. I don't care if I got to go talk to his high school kid, coach. We're in the business of developing. What's one of the biggest things Coach Prime said when he was talking? The Hasms want to win. They want to win first and foremost. First and foremost, I want to win. Why would it be a problem that he's giving you information that you can take? The only reason you would have a problem with that is because you're too worried about this rigid class system because it makes you feel uncomfortable. What's happening right now is the reason why you guys are seeing this is because a bunch of people are uncomfortable with the place that they once held in their mythical mind. Well, only elite people get access. We're the gatekeepers. I don't care nothing about no gates. Ain't no such thing as gates no more. The only thing is trapped is you and your mind, and you can't free it. The gates is the only thing locking your mind up. It's the same reason that we halfway all the way to June, and y'all talked about this draft class twice and then just moved it away. Draft class was good. Everybody liked it. Let's go back to talking about quarterbacks and getting a quarterback that has a gambling probe. Hey, bro, I was hoping that it didn't come down to this. I said, maybe they'll just let this interview marinate and we'll be good and we can go right on to, no, absolutely not.
All of their dreams that they've ever worked on. There's nothing more exciting for a position coach than to take a player and develop them, and that down the road, they get paid. They get a second contract, be it here or somewhere else. That says I helped.
I helped. As a leader of men, you want to help somebody reach their goals. For so many years, we had a coach and we had a system and we had a philosophy that it was the player's job to help the coach. It was the player's job to make the coach look good. It was the player's job to make you get awards and coaches of the year. It was the player's job. Hey, we need a quarterback. You see the difference between the talk between what he said and the other coach said is, oh, if Kevin needs a quarterback, well, Kevin needs to do something himself to develop one. Which is it? Where's your allegiance? That goes back to hierarchy. I understand. Because if you lose the person that was at the top of the food chain, then where does that put you? I get it. Never mind. We're going to keep going. Coach Prime told me, he taught me something. No names necessary. No name.
Coach Monken gonna make it do what it does. And I love it, man, because
you know why it's quiet out there? You know why it's still quiet? Because Coach Prime in this interview, he's savvy. He's savvy. He showed you in this interview. What he showed you is he showed you that I've been in this game for years. If you think I got sources, you think he ain't got none? He showed you his television savvy. He showed you his interviewing skills. My job was to give him a platform and see what he was going to say and move out the way. I am not, let me move the heck out the way. Let Prime talk. They came to see him. I ain't saying nothing. Throw my stuff out there. They don't care nothing about G. Bush. Let me ask you a question. But what Prime did right here is he diffused you. See, you guys thought, oh, shoot, G. Bush done got the interview. It was scary at first. Because you said, oh, it's the receipt king. Can you imagine the receipt king dealing with the receipt don? I mean, when it comes to receipts, Coach Prime is a made man. He's the receipt don. Bucky keep the receipts. All of them keep we ain't talk about Shiloh. They keep all the receipts. Dundada, the whole family. Don Corleone, the Corleones. All the receipts. They said, oh goodness, this is about to be Black Friday. There's gonna be some stuff moving around here. And you know what? Y'all said, okay, but we got him though. We got him. We got him. You see, they call G. Bush the Duke of knee jerk for a reason. He gonna get excited. G. Bush gonna turn into a fan and gets excited. And you know what he gonna do? He gonna deliver some questions that's gonna get Prime all the way happy. And guess what? We're gonna have thousands of sound bites. We're gonna have thousands of sound bites to run with. 1,600 people in here, hit that like button. I know some people watching. If you're gonna be here, hey, if I know some people that's coming around just Johnny come lately because the thing went viral a little bit. But come on in, hit the like button, right? But y'all thought we was gonna get up here and turn this into a cookout. You thought we was gonna get in there and forget where we was at. You thought we was gonna give you sound bites. You thought Coach Prime was gonna go at Kevin Stefanski. He was gonna name multiple media members out. You thought he was gonna get up in here and talk bad. You thought he was gonna get up here and throw Deshaun Watson under the bus. As a matter of fact, Coach Prime said some very nice things about Deshaun Watson. And he reiterated that this is going to be a fair competition and that both dudes going to come bring it. He didn't have to tear down one dude to build a son up. And guess what? He also said, I said the Cleveland Browns don't have a quarterback. You know what he said? I haven't had a quarterback in a while. He said, oh, no. I think you had one. I'm a Baker fan. I said, oh, goodness. Y'all sick now. Y'all is sick. Because not only did we not come in here being messy, not only did we not come in here not slandering people, not only did we not come in here and turn this into a mudslinging situation, not only did we come in here and make it, put it to, he came in and swinging an axe. He came in here showing love. He came in here showing love, not only to the Haslam's and he called them Mr. Barry multiple times. But he also showed love to Coach Todd Monken. Let's go ahead and see what you say about this, Coach Ryan.
Coach Monken gonna make it do what it does. And I love him, man, because he's a straight shooter. He keeps it a buck. See, all these little side conversations and side relationships that was had before him, he ain't with that. He into the now. Let's do now. Quit asking me that bullshit. That's really what he wants to say. Quit asking me that bullshit, man. I ain't got time for that. And we know him. I was supposed to go actually next week, but I got to shoot a commercial to Cleveland to meet him because I want to meet him. Because I think it's vital that as a coach, not a dad, I could tell him a few things about growing, how to get him going. That wasn't asked of me a year ago. I don't understand it. I can't wait to have that conversation with Coach Monken.
And the problem I have, Coach Prime, is they acting like you acting like who wouldn't want to have a football conversation with one of the greatest of all time. That's the part I'm getting. See, the problem I got with the media is this, and I go hard at this. I put myself into this too. So if I'm saying this and you get offended, you shouldn't, because I'm putting myself into it. So listen, I know you come just to comment, but listen, it's critical thinking skills. It's critical. Why do we think in the media we are actually bigger than the people who play? That's the big one. We've gotten to a point, and it got to a point when we started letting everybody run around and vote for awards, voting for the Heisman, voting for, you got regular civilians voting for the Hall of Fame, voting for Coach of the Year. Listen, man, when you started letting that roll down, how is it? Think about it. Can I give a Pulitzer? How can I ain't wrote no books, but I could vote for the Pulitzer Prize? How? Listen. I mean, I don't do anything in the industry, but I could vote for the Grammys. How? Have you been in music? No. How can I give out these awards at the highest levels? Right? And I've never done that. When you start doing that for people, what it does, once you're there for so long, you start to conflate and believe that you are the same as them. Think about it. If I'm around y'all all the time, I'm in the locker room, I talk to you off the record, you tell me some stuff from time to time. I'm at the games, I'm writing, I'm there around you. After a certain point in time, that's your ecosystem. You in your mind feel like we're peers now. You're around them more than you are your own family. You're peers now. I'm not saying that you're not a vital part of the ecosystem, because the media is. But make no bones about it. You, me, him, her, whatever pronoun you want to roll with, we are not equal. We are not the same. They are actually the ones doing it. They are the ones creating the memories. They create it. Your job is to articulate it and to build around what happened on the field. Not that you insert yourself and you think that you, first and foremost, how you gonna comment on what? And I respect people. I don't want to get it to a point where people think that I'm disrespected, because I know Emmett and I know Gerard intimately. And guess what? I happen to like them. But I think they're wrong in this case, and they're thinking about it from a different angle. And that's fine. They can have the opinion, but my job is to break it down in a way that says, why would you say that? Because sometimes, no matter what you've done in life and who you are and where you are, sometimes if you're around a certain environment, you become to be in an echo chamber. And I think in the Cleveland sports media, instead of us thinking with our minds and thinking, hold on, let me just examine this, they do everything they can to pressure you to line up with the rigid way they think of something. With Todd Monken, think about this. If Peyton Manning wanted to come in and talk to Todd Monken about Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, do you think it would be smart for him to take the meeting? Absolutely. Why would he not do that with Coach Prime? And he has more intimate knowledge of the quarterback, being that he's his son. He coached him his every single step. And he's his father and knows what makes him tick. And on top of that, he's a Hall of Fame coach that knows football. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Let's continue on. I want to get to some of the things that he said in the interview that we can extrapolate a little more. Where you were coaching Shedeur, whether that be high school and college, and you saw him respond to adversity in a way that really made you think for the first time, oh, he's going to be an NFL player.
No, I knew that from the rip. Like, when he was 7 years old, he was checking off at the line, man. He'd look at it and see it, and he was checking off, putting us in the right position all the way through and all the way up. And he's a savant when it comes to that. So hearing the bull jump that we heard, like, come on, dog, like, you for real? Where'd it come from? Like, come on, man. Where'd that come from? That bothered me, because you can't try to make my son out to be no dumb Negro, man, with all the tutelage and all the persons that has been in his life to help him elevate, even besides me. Don't do that. That bother brother right there. Don't do that. Don't make us out to be fools. We never been dummies.
When you hear that, Coach, one of the critiques of Shedeur was not understanding the reads, the checks, the hots, the insides and outs. How did that make you feel as a coach, being there? You were there, seeing him, coaching him, and then also as a father.
Shedeur was successful as I don't know what in college football, and he had 6 coordinators. Think about that now, because we upped it every time, because when we felt like he's exhausted that, like he needs to go to another level, we upped it every time. And it was, I think, 4 or 3 at Jackson, and the same in Colorado, or 2, but he excelled and exceeded, and he called a lot of stuff. We got receipts. I wish you could see the timeouts. Bucky got them, man. We record every darn thing. I wish you could hear the timeouts at Colorado when we went to the sidelines. It's so funny because I saw it last season. I saw, I forget the kid's name, went in motion against the Bears, and he's like, run a scene. And I started laughing my butt off because I've seen that before.
This is one of the things that I thought was one of the most powerful moments of the interview. And the reason I thought it was one of the most powerful moments was the fact that Coach Prime articulated one of the things that I was this is the one that got a lot of people. A lot of stuff I can deal with, a lot of stuff I could deal with. It's just somebody's opinion. So whatever. If you think you're gonna be good, all right, whatever. He might be good, he might not be. We're gonna get a chance to see, right? But the thing that I do not like, and I fight tooth and nail about this, because this doesn't just touch football. This is a bigger point in society, because even me, I face this all the time. We face it in your day-to-day. We face it every single day. Is the narrative and the trope that because you are African-American, you Black, you are not as cognitively sharp as regular people. Hold on, you see what I just did there? You are not cognitively as sharp as regular people. See what they do, and this happens a lot. Don't diminish my intelligence level and put it on a level with the medium sauce dudes. I'm just as intelligent as your best. Don't compare me to the mid to low tier. I need to be competing at the highest level at the top. You show me who your top guys is. That's what I'm talking about. I want to know who the sharp dudes is. I want the 3.7 and aboves. I want the doctors, the PhDs. I want the no. Let me just be clear. Listen, everybody in my family is a college graduate. I don't care nothing about no football. My dad went to college in the 70s. First dude in his family to go to college. My mom was valedictorian, National Honor Society. And then she didn't even get pushed. She went back to school at Kent State. And I was in high school on campus. Graduated with honors, 3 National Honor Society, dean's list every single year. One of the smartest people I know. I don't even count my wife. She got too many degrees. I don't like this, too many to count. She got 5 of them. She's an accountant. She's an accounting executive. She still come on here and these. Here's the problem, what I'm saying to you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's the thought process of people who group people in one category. How is it that Shedeur, think about this. This trope and narrative should die twice. I don't even know how it lived. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down real cool for you. Shedeur Sanders has not played any other position besides quarterback. He's been a quarterback and won state championships at the highest level in one of the best football states in the country, Texas. He's won at an HBCU. Then he went to Colorado. He threw for over 70 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He did it against USC. He did it against big names like Oregon. He did it against UCLA. He did it against Arizona State. He's done it. He's played. It's a Power 5 school. His receiver won the Heisman. He won the Johnny Unitas Arm Award. One of the most accurate dudes in the history of college football. One of his mentors is Tom Brady. One of his mentors is Michael Irvin. One of his mentors is Emmitt Smith. His father is Deion Coach Prime Sanders. How is it with that resume, he don't know how to watch film? He don't know what coverage they in? His father is the greatest defensive back of all time. You think his father don't give you all the secrets and the tales of what the defense is trying to do to you when he was doing it at the highest level and the best ever to do it? That was one of the most laziest lies I've ever heard. That was a egregious, lazy lie. My mentor is Tom Brady. My dad is Coach Prime, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. These is the best top 20 players that ever put jerseys on. And you talking about, I heard he don't know how to do this, that, this, and the third. I heard. You ain't heard. Listen, whatever you heard was whack. Crazy. Imagine that. Imagine. My grandfather is Mozart. I don't know how to play no keyboard. What? My daddy owned 5 McDonald's, but I don't know how fast food restaurants are run. What? My dad is LeBron James. I don't know how to shoot. Huh? It's like your dad, it's like saying, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if Obama's daughters know anything about social studies. What are you talking about? My dad was the leader of the free world. What do you mean I don't know about the government? Jiminy Christmas. That is wild work. That is the craziest. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. It just, and that's the thing that is crazy to me. How is it? And the crazy thing is, and the part that people get is when you ask them, well, did you see him play in Colorado? Every time you ask them, did you see him play in Colorado? They said no, but I trust somebody. Well, you're disqualified. Because it's not about whether you can comprehend, it's whether or not you have the energy, effort, and you want to be due diligent. Because we talk about the due diligence. Hey, Andrew Berry needs to do their due diligence. If the quarterback is available, if there's a quarterback available, he needs to do your due diligence and go unturn every stone so he can. Well, you don't turn over every stone. You don't watch film. You don't spend no time talking to nobody. So what due diligence are you doing? You can't tell me about the due diligence that somebody else should be doing when you don't do it. Did you watch him in college? No. You watch Ohio State and you go golfing. Go mow your lawn. You're out in your shed. Are you breaking down tape? No. I trust somebody. Okay. But you gonna tell you comfortable enough to say he don't know? No, because you matter of fact, yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. And the problem is, here it is, improving your life. They are too used to controlling the narrative. When it get checked on and flipped, you can see the devil squirming them and the victim mentality start crying. That's another thing. If you running around, and let's get this straight right now too. Let's get this straight. When did this start? Let me talk to you. When did we start doing this? You automatically telling yourself, if you start any conversation with why you don't like Shedeur Sanders' fan base, you done told on yourself. You know what you told them? You ain't worried about whether he can play or not. You mad somebody challenged what you said. You mad somebody called you out. You mad somebody pulled you up on the carpet. You mad that nobody won't just let you write what you want to, and now you got to sit here and take it. You're upset a little bit that how dare this random person over here challenge me? I've been doing this for 40 years. Well, listen, maybe I didn't say you was doing it for 40 years correctly. Well, it's a new day. G. Bush don't sit up here. Listen, I don't sit up here and tell me who's the detractors. I don't even see them. I let Rosie deal with them. Why you mad? Why you upset? I just think his fan base. Who talks about fan bases? Oh, who? Why? I just think it's support. Bro, I don't even know who the supporters is. If you know who the supporters are, where's G. Bush going spazzing out about the detractors? I don't lose no sleep over people who don't think that Shedeur Sanders can play and be hating. I lose no sleep because I have confidence in what I just saw. Why would I go argue with somebody that don't watch it, ain't seen it, and ain't played it? Why would I be mad at that? Ignorance is ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Let them eat cake. Let's get to another one. Hey, I already tell people, I don't look, people can come in here and argue all day. People can come in here and have conversations all they want. I very rarely block anybody. The only thing that I got for people is if you come in, be respectful. Don't call nobody out their name. Don't be doing don't do that extra stuff, and don't be spamming, putting the same comment. If you want to just say something, guess what? Have at it. Let's get to it. What else you got to say, Coach Brian? People don't see about his toughness, his leadership, his preparation that maybe people in Cleveland have not seen yet that you've seen up close and personal.
Well, if you haven't seen that, you ain't looking. Because he's always been a leader. It was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that, and that was a lie. Like, he would never go into a meeting with headphones on. He would never go into a meeting unprepared. Like, that's just not who he is. There's no way he could accomplish the things he accomplished without being prepared. His film hours and his study time was well noted when he was at not only Jackson, but high school as well as, like, when we had layovers, we would be getting on the board in the Admirals Club. We got on the board, man, and I was putting defenses up there, and he was putting the offenses up there, trying to dissect them. And Shiloh was putting the defense up there, and Grown was putting the offenses up there, trying to dial up a play to beat his brother. So all that stuff was a lie, man. That bothered me. It didn't bother him, but that bothered me because I knew where it came from. But we never, we took the high road. I never said where it came from. I know, dog. I'm connected like that with a lot of people. I was that before I was a coach. So we know what time it was. So when people are talking in the Cleveland media and saying this and saying that, we just sit back and laugh, man, because we know where it's coming from. We know exactly where it comes from. And it's funny because it's funny. It's almost like someone's coming to tell you something, but you already know what they're going to say. You already know.
Let me give you a little tidbit. Let me give you a little tidbit. These guys, when he said that in this conversation, I'll tell you this. Pre-draft, right? This is why it was infuriating. Pre-draft, Shedeur Sanders had former NFL executives, general managers, staff prepping him for the combine. Let me repeat that. Former executives, front office people that worked in the NFL, worked with him for his pre-draft prepping for his interviews. I don't think nobody else told y'all that, did you? Did you know that? Did you know that? So part of the reason they were so hot is because they already knew what type of answers was coming, questions to be asked, and they purposely seeked out people already in the industry who had done the questions. They prepped him. They went over everything. So when you hear that he slid to the 5th round because of headphones, now you can see why that little flimsy, that was also another lazy lie. I know the names of these individuals. Trust me, these guys are high executives, high front office dudes. So he went in with headphones? That's verifiable. You see what I'm saying? Just a little tidbit so you know. So when now that we see it and we understand, we are now putting it together, right? Aren't we putting it together? How is it that they prep him, former NFL executives, scouts, GMs, they take the time, energy, and spend hours prepping him on the exact questions that he's going to receive from teams. Intel of way people think, the different coaches, the different people that's asking him the questions. Guess what? They prepped him. That was his team. So when Coach Prime says, I'm dialed in, I'm plugged in, you got to understand, man. This dude is, think about this. This dude is friends with 2 of the most powerful owners in the game, Jimmy Haslam and Jerry Jones. You think he worked for the NFL Network for 20 years? Wait, you think he not locked in? So when people come with that other lazy lie, it was the headphones. It's a lazy lie with trope in it. Like you think that we're going to hit him with he's a rapper. He's a rapper. He came in with his Beats by Dre around his neck. Came in with the Beats by Dre. He was listening to his own soundtracks and then that's another little tidbit. It's another little tidbit. One of the things I could say about the interview, make sure you guys go check the interview out. Interview is linked in the description. If you haven't heard it, I encourage you to go see it. Link is in the description. You can click on and watch the video. And for me, I'm not even worried about numbers. And I do want to say something too. I don't want this to be missed. I want to name names too. There was a lot of people in the industry that came out and congratulated me and wished me well. A lot of people. Guys, I wouldn't even haven't heard from in a while. There's a lot of people. My brothers, you already know who, shout out. Listen, Earl be going, I told Earl, I say, Earl, Earl, that's not my little bro he be going tough. Little bro go hard. He like, man, listen, if you ain't retweeting, doing no story on G Bush and Prime, I'm just telling you why you hating, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Tyvis, of course, man. You know what I'm saying? Darren, Sean King reached out to me. Guys on the fence, Spencer German reached out to me. Matt Fontana used to be on ESPN Cleveland. He put on Big Play. He reached out to me. Multiple. I mean, there's so many people that have reached out to me that have showed either love or just, and there's so many. So I don't want to make it seem like it's me versus the world. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? In reality, we all should be happy because we bringing light to the Cleveland Browns, man. I love the fact that right now that more people Daryl Ryder talk about, oh, listen, I moved the Browns up to 8 or 9 wins. We started that movement. And we started that movement through hard work by saying, okay, let's look at these receivers. See, this is what when you know, if you've been a member over here, we did the members only receivers. We said, I knew it. I said, the Cleveland Browns need to get us some receivers. The Cleveland Browns need to get it. We need to be talking about these receivers at all times so that people can know. And guess what? They got 2 receivers that we pinpointed, that we talked about for months, trying to educate the people. We talked about the draft class. We did the mock drafts. We did all of those, right? We brought Sean King in. We've been breaking this thing down. And then you get to the draft. They had a great draft. We covered it. We did all of these things. We did the film review, told you what you should have been looking at last year. We said why Shedeur could get it done. And then we get to now, and we put it all together. We talked about the head coach. We told you why Todd Monken could get the most out of people, what his offense is to expect. And so now we put all of that together, give the package to you, you see. They still got to go do it. But there's a lot of people now coming around saying, you know what, this is an exciting young team. Coach Prime said they got it. Hey, Andrew Baird did a tremendous job. So I don't want to make it seem like everybody didn't show no love. But because this is a win for everybody. This is especially independent media. This is a win. It's possible if you stay 10 toes down and put work in and continue to grow and continue to push, you could get an interview like this. And when you get it, we're going to congratulate and celebrate you. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Let me say this. I'm going to get to this and I'm going to get to the schedule. Shout out to, by the way, there's 2 people I want to give a real big shout out to because they really did show love. Mikey McNuggets hit me up immediately. He hit me up immediately after it was done and said, yo, man, that's crazy. When he found out, he hit me up. Said, dang. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. Congratulations. He definitely hit me up. Adam the Bull, when I came into the studio, he like, man, that's a big move, G. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hit me up. He told me about to my face, and he said it into the chat. My director for UCSS, Steve, he hit me up. So it's a lot of people that hit me up. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no war. Like, at the end of the day, we all in the same game. We supposed to be trying to bring a light to Cleveland. We're supposed to be bringing a light to Cleveland. And that's what we're trying to do. I want to get to this last point right here, because I think this is the thing that I think was the most poignant to me that hit different. One final thing before we get out of here to ask you, given you've accomplished almost everything imaginable in life, 2 sports, Super Bowls, played in the World Series, endorsement deals, everything. At this stage in your life, when you watch your son step into his own journey, what matters more now to you? Is it the success or continuous success, or is it the impact that you look to have? Because you just mentioned about everybody that you touch in different places.
It's twofold. That's a great question, my brother. Number one is at Colorado, I want to win. I want to win it all. Like, it ain't no negotiations. It ain't no sidestepping. Like, that's my number one goal. Now, when it comes to my son, and I'm putting on my daddy hat, he has already surpassed me with influence. And sometimes he doesn't know how influential he is. He don't understand that he could walk in a room with anybody and they're going to know who he is. And demographically, from 8 years old all the way to my fans that may be 70, he has their eyes and ears, and they want him to succeed. Some want to see him fail, but either way, they want something. And he got it, man. Like, he has an anointing on his life that he's a bona fide leader. He's always been, but he's a good person. Like, his heart, talking too much, but I'm gonna tell you this because I love him. My kid who passed away, Dominic Ponder, recently in Colorado, and we had the possessions probably about a month ago. You know, Shedeur calls the mother every day. You know, he takes the daughter who's a teenager to the mall every time he goes to Miami to shop and just give him love. But he talks to the mother every day. She told me that, not him, because he don't even say stuff like that. He moves like his daddy, but his heart is unbelievable. That's why all the bull junk that was said a year ago, come on, man. And the bad thing about it, my brother, we kept quiet and we know where it came from.
You know why I ended with that question? It was because when I prayed, because usually I go in, I usually go into situations and I just, whatever I got, you know what I'm saying? But before I prayed, I prayed before I did an interview. I said, Lord, give me the impact. I don't care about the numbers. You know, you can do an interview that get numbers. I could do an interview where if it's salacious, over the top, and extra, I know how to do an interview and to get that done. But I also understand that at this point in my career, it's about impact and not numbers. I told people plenty of times, if I wanted to just be over the top, I know what to say to get 100,000 subscribers. I know what to do if I want to go viral. But in my point of my career, that is not what we're about. It's about impact. And I just pray that, Lord, give me give me the energy and the presence to try to deliver something with some impact. So how many views the interview do, it is whatever it is. It is what it is. I'm not interested in that, but I wanted to get across a story and to get across and say, okay, I'm going to give you a counterpoint and a counter argument. The counterpoint and counter argument in terms of what Prime and what Shedeur Sanders is entitled, arrogant, cocky, meddlers. They want people's jobs. They come with a whole mob of people that are delusional. But the way that this interview came off was, he's a father. He's an individual who cares about his son. He's an individual who respects the head football coach and is not trying to take his job. He's a guy who's proud of his son and the way he handled himself. One of the most vulnerable things he said is, I've always been able to fix it for my son or any of my children. I've always been able to fix things. I've always been able to make things better. But for one time, I had to sit there when my son needed my help, and I was supposed to be a person that can help him. I couldn't do nothing but sit back and watch. If you're a father, any father out there knows one of the hardest things in the world is to see your child go through something and you see it really affecting them, and you can't do nothing but sit there and watch and let it play out. Any father, any parent can respect that. But the narrative around Shedeur Sanders, he was fighting a boogeyman. When you create a monster based on people's thoughts and perceptions, how do you kill that? You can't kill something that's imaginary because the machine is too big. He can't come out and ask himself questions. Shedeur Sanders can't come back and fight against nothing. They don't even want him to be on social media. You should just stay out of it. You should, and so you say, you should just stay out of it and let us slander him. You should be quiet and just let us do our bidding. But what came away from this interview was this. Sometimes when things are quiet, it doesn't mean that people is hating and don't want to put it out there. Sometimes when things are quiet, that is a silent sign of respect. Because when he said what he said, it's very difficult for you to slander or turn or spin or shape or move or try to mold a narrative when you end that way. Coach Prime talked about losing one of his players. And he said, we have the procession, we lay the young man to rest, and lo and behold, the mother comes unsolicited to Coach Prime and says, you know, Shedeur calls me every day. Think about that. One of the most painful things in a person's life, a parent, is losing a child before they leave. It's not supposed to be that way. It's the reason you stop. And when you see a mother at a funeral, it's a feeling in your heart that you can never, you can't quantify it, because it is backwards. It's supposed to be the opposite way. A child is supposed to bury his parents. It's the natural way of order. It ain't supposed to be vice versa. And it's even tough and more difficult when you bury a child and they ain't never had a chance to live. No family, no growing up, no buying a first house, walking them down the aisle, seeing grandchildren, getting their first job, none of that. It's even more devastating. But it also shows you the level of maturity that you have to have and compassion you have to have as a young man to understand what that person is going through and to be there, not with my money, but to understand my voice means more. My presence means more. I can never bring her son back, but what I can do is I can lend my voice and check on him. I can at least try to step in where he left off. She's never going to be able to call her son on Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthdays, but it helps a little bit that you can hear another young man on the other end of the voice saying, hey, how you doing, Ma? How you doing? You good? You all right? Just talking. You can't hate on that. The thing that you can talk about is football. Maybe Shedeur becomes great. Maybe he doesn't become great. Maybe the Browns win. Maybe they don't win. But one of the things that cannot be understated and cannot be talked about is he's shown a track record of being a person that matters and a person that shows up for people who need help. And in my book and in my community, that's what I care about. The reason I don't get mad or get upset or do nothing when people oppose certain things is because my platform is not about what your platform is about. My platform is about people. My platform is about impact. My platform is about celebrating the journey that God has put me on. My platform is a community. So if we disagree about football, who cares? So what? But the one thing that you cannot deny is you can't spin that story. Because if you spin that story, you got to look inside yourself and ask the question, how many mothers have you called when their fathers and their kids died? How many times did you show up to the projects when everybody lost everything? How many times have you gone to the inner city and pulled up just to show kids love? And if you haven't done that, if you ain't never had to live through that, walk through that, understand that, then guess what? You look kind of crazy. And a lot of times you may think that it's hate, but I'm going to tell you, after some parts of the interview, some people may be silent because they're ashamed. Some people may be silent because they silently respect what he said. And some people may have to ask themselves the question, If I'm sitting up here writing this kid is immature, he 23, 24, 25. What was you doing when you was 23, 24, and 25? And where are you at as a grown adult? And ask yourself, if you was in that same circumstances, who would you call? Nobody. You might call Ghostbusters. Hey, Rosie looked at me like, I don't get it. It's okay, honey. Ghostbusters was a movie. It was a movie. It was Slimer, Stay Puft Marsh. Okay. Okay. Hey, Monty says trolls in the chat. Hey, hey, guys shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait. What you mad? You mad because you push dimes and he sell weight? I tell everybody this. By the way, and let's just keep it like this too. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody to piggyback the move. Do we have that commercial? I'm gonna see if I can find it. The Browns commercial. I'm gonna end with that. Yeah. Let me see. Brown. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, here we go. We got it. I find it real quick. Let me get this. We're gonna get to this schedule. Bear with me here. Here we go. We ready to go. We do this quick. I got it. All right, here we go. Yes. Hey, listen, shout out to the chat. We're gonna get to this before we get to this commercial. We appreciate anybody who tweeted it. We appreciate anybody who retweeted, reposted. Shout out to the interview, right? We appreciate everybody who did that, right? But let's be clear. Let me just say this right now unequivocally. Hey, man, we're not built like that. We don't. For me, I don't need external validation. I don't need external validation to feel like, I did something or to raise my hand. It is not nobody's responsibility to spread or to continue to put my content out there. That's not what I do it for. I do it for, listen, I tell people my content ain't for everybody. This ain't for I tell people all the time, listen, when we come on after the shows, this ain't for everybody. That's fine. My content is not meant for the masses. Sometimes what I'm gonna say gonna have a little make you feel a certain type way. It make you look at yourself a little bit differently. It's introspective. So when I put my stuff out there, as long as I do it and God okay with it, and I feel like my people is cool with it, and it has impact, and I know it had impact because it got picked up a lot of places. But I don't need nobody to champion what I'm doing. It is not the local media's job to even text me and say, but nah, that's not, no, we're not doing it. I want that to be on the record. I don't move that way. I don't care about whether anybody picked up what I'm saying or how I'm moving. Like, that's not the way the game works. Their job is to get stories and scoops, not necessarily comment on a scoop that they didn't get. That's part of the game, man. But I'm not looking at nobody being like, oh, man, I can't believe you didn't I'm coming from hip hop. When people say, oh, man, I can't believe you didn't retweet my album. You mad because your dude didn't retweet your album? We on the same label. He didn't retweet my album, bro. Okay. I make the album for the people. You know what the greatest retweet is? The people saying that this album hit. And there's the people, you know what, actually, the people who said that, the one thing that they didn't say as well is that Drake album was fire. Drizzy! Oh my goodness. Iceman. He dropped 3 albums, 40-something songs. It was a great stunt. 40-something stunt. 40-something. Hopefully that gets you out of the deal. Hopefully that gets you out of the drill, Drizzy. Shout out to Tyvis. Tyvis in the chat somewhere? Shout out to Tyvis. Tyvis, you let people know. You better let them know I got you that hoodie. Stop playing around. All right, here we go. Let's get to this schedule game. Make sure you're checking out Final Cut every Wednesday. Every single Wednesday coming up, Final Cut. Matter of fact, before I get to this, bear with me. I want y'all to know we don't stop. We ain't stopping. We coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the red carpet. We in the studio tomorrow. Me, Trent, Bryson. We got top 5. All the CU aunties be ready to go. My mother, Dorothy Bush, is on the podcast tomorrow. She got a hard act to follow. Shout out to Pops. He came on there and tore the whole set down. Mom gonna be in the building, dressed to impress, ready to go. And we're gonna go over some great top 5 lists. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you be in there tomorrow, Sunday, 2 p.m. in the brand new studio. Tyvis, when you get off maternity leave, get on back down here. Come on now. I gotta tell you, and also, let me see. We not done. I gotta tell them where we at. Where we at? Oh, here you go. There we go. But you already know what we do. You already know what it is. Final Cut crew, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Shout out to y'all. We've been doing crazy numbers over there. Me, myself, Tyvis, Earl, the Pearl. We be cooking out here. And if you have not noticed and you don't know, make sure. We got it. Listen, we be moving. And we had a great, we be moving. I got to show you something else. And then I got to congratulate you, and I'm going to show you something. Because I got to show the people. Tonight, we on a red carpet. 2026 Music Awards, Saturday, May 16th. Today, red carpet starts at 5. I might be able to get me a little sleep before I go to the red carpet. Chico the Bars, Mary Jane Girls, Mike Bonner, public announcement to floaters. At the Rolex 24900 Euclid Avenue, Euclid, Ohio, red carpet is available. G. Bush himself will be in attendance, giving out and presenting one of the awards to the honorees. Thank you so much, Dennis, for having us there. We do it up big, man. We're going to continue to keep going. Stop playing around with us. So make sure you guys check that out. If you want tickets, scan that for the QR code 216-882-0093. We moving around. Come on through. We're about to have a great old time, and we're going to be on the red carpet. We're going to get them interviews. We're going to do it up. Barbershop in the building. But first and foremost, let's get to this as well. Before I get to my last topic. I know you like, dang, G, but you promoting away. Let me just show y'all something. I'm going to thank y'all. We crossed 15 million views. 15 million views. We want to thank. Y'all got to understand. This is a little outfit. It's just me and my people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Earl. Shout out to Tyvis. Shout out to my brother Bryson Trent, my mom and dad. Shout out to Rosie. She be holding it down. But we a small outfit, bro. This is a testament to you and the community that you guys continue to support with the stuff we put out. So I want to thank you for your support. And then finally, this is a great achievement. And I never thought that I would get to this, but I want to say thank you. This is coming up. This is in a month. We had 1.1 million monthly views. And among creators with 10,000 to 50,000 subs, most channels never get over 10,000. We are in the top 10%. The top 10% of all creators, 10,000 to 50,000. That don't happen by mistake. That happens by the people. I created a belt that said I was the people's champ. And I created this belt, and we're going to show it to you. We're going to show it to you. I created this belt. I created this belt right here. See what it say? The people's champ. I created this belt years ago when I had nan follower, not one. I spent $275 on that belt, and we didn't even have $275. I think I went negative. Me and Rosie was poor as dirt. She said, "Boy, you gonna get your belt?" I said, "Yeah." And we hit what we needed to hit, and we are where we are today because of you. You guys support, you guys show up, the memberships. We want to thank you so much for your energy, for your time, for your support. And honestly, that is because of you. That is because of you. Let's get this in. Let's look at this schedule real quick. Notice the person's name is on here. Notice there's a certain few specific people that got mentioned. Let's look at the Brown schedule.
Hear about the super rad fighting game that's sweeping Cleveland, Ohio? Well, I'm about to give you an exclusive first look before it takes over the country. Come on! This is Street Fighter CLE, a state-of-the-art game featuring the most elite warriors in the world.
Hold on. Now, I'm a Street Fighter type player. I'm a gaming type dude. Did you see who they featured? Oh my goodness, this is Street Fighter Cleveland. Let's see who they put on the lineup.
Hey you! Hear about the super rad fighting game that's sweeping Cleveland, Ohio? Well, I'm about to give you an exclusive first look before it takes over the country. Come on! This is Street Fighter CLE, a state-of-the-art game featuring the most elite warriors in the world. With gameplay that packs a punch and special features that'll blow your mind. Stay on your toes to fend off your opponent's special moves.
Fight!
He's going turbo mode! He's untouchable!
I cannot believe they got Quinshawn Judkins over here parrying these moves. That is a parry move. If you down with the fighting game culture, you understand. Shout out to Justin Wong.
Add insult to injury with the victory quotes. And if you've got good enough timing, you might just score a perfect victory.
You lose. What? Perfect. Perfect. How do you got Shedeur Sanders with a tiger uppercut?
You might just score a perfect victory.
Let's roll. And he got the. So hold on. Let me tell you something. He did all it. Listen, this took some money to do 8-bit animation, 16-bit animation to do this. This actually took some coding and programming. But the risk game, come on, bro. Now let me ask you guys something. Who seems to be missing? Seems like they're showing people that are good, right?
Victory quotes. And if you've got good enough timing, you might just score a perfect victory. And listen to how crisp those sound effects are.
Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong.
And when you win, strike a pose that really rocks. Whoa, it's so lifelike.
Sonic boom.
Looking for more challenges? Try a bonus stage. Each character has their own unique fighting stage. And check this out. The stage selection is so realistic. Maybe too realistic. If that's even
Houston.
possible, which it's not.
Oh, but that was my last quarter.
It's the bye week. It does that once a year.
Oh, my quarterback.
Sorry, Shedeur's off this week. But the fun
What? Whoa. Yeah. Who wrote this script? I thought it was a quarterback competition. Where's what? What'd he say?
realistic. If that's even possible, which it's not.
Oh, but that was my last quarter.
It's the bye week. It does that once a year.
Oh, my quarterback.
Sorry, Shedeur's off this week.
Oh, I see why he was quiet. Rosie, I didn't know it. I didn't get this far. I was too I was too far into the prime. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yo, you telling me these dudes wrote this script, dropped the schedule game? See, it's all making sense. You think, dang, I didn't even know. So the way it really worked was maybe this was all a plan. See, you notice Prime came on. So hold on, let me get to Prime came on this platform and was talking. And then they dropped the schedule joint. And then they had Shedeur in the schedule game. I can see why it's quiet on the streets today. Oh, I didn't even know. Oh, let's bring it back. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to stop. Nope, I got to bring it all the way back. Am I tripping? Hold on, it's 1,800. I noticed we was at 2,000. Why it's 100 people just walked up out of heaven? What happened to all the discourse in the chat? I didn't put this out. Maybe nobody was even talking about this. Really? The door is off this week? What? This is wild work. Oh. So you meaning to tell me they didn't put this together? I think let me just run it back. Let me run it all the way back. I had to get the haters time to come on back in here. Come on back in here. We're not talking about the red carpet no more. We talk about this quarterback. Come on back. Bring it, please bring it back. Please come on back so we can show you what.
Hey you! Hear about the super rad fighting game that's sweeping Cleveland, Ohio? Well, I'm about to give you an exclusive first look before it takes over the country. Come on! This is Street Fighter CLE, a state-of-the-art game featuring the most elite warriors in the world. With gameplay that packs a punch and special features that'll blow your mind. Stay on your toes to fend off your opponent's special moves.
Fight.
He's going turbo mode! He's untouchable! Add insult to injury with the victory quotes. And if you've got good enough timing, you might just score a perfect victory.
Hold on. Run that back. You see what he said? That's a bar. You missed that. He said, when you playing video games, to do the special moves, it takes a special set of move sets on the remote to get them to do a move. The move Shedeur Sanders does is a shoryuken. It is an uppercut used by Ken and Ryu. Also, it's a tiger uppercut. It's utilized in all of a fighting game. He says if you utilize it and do it in the perfect timing, just so happens to be perfect timing is the song. Oh, man. Run that back.
Oh, he's untouchable! Add insult to injury with the victory quotes. And if you've got good enough timing, you might just score a perfect victory.
Perfect timing? They writing rap songs. They writing rap songs. Y'all even know it. These dudes put bars in here. This is why you needed me to decode this. Oh no. Oh no, you didn't.
Listen to how crisp those sound effects are.
Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong.
And when you win, strike a pose that really rocks. Whoa, it's so lifelike. Looking for more challenges? Try a bonus stage.
Notice they got Myles Garrett kicking and hitting steel. You know, they still be talking about that Mason Rudolph stuff. He be putting hands on people. Let's go.
Each character has their own unique fighting stage. And check this out. The stage selection is so realistic. Maybe too realistic, if that's even possible, which it's not.
Oh, but that was my last quarter.
It's the bye week. It does that once a year.
Oh, my quarterback.
Sorry, Shedeur's off this week.
What? What? What are you doing? Bars. What, I gotta put it in subtitles or something? Run it back. Bye week.
Last quarter.
It's the bye week. It does that once a year.
Oh, my quarterback.
Sorry, Shedeur's off this week.
What?
Oh, but that was my last quarter.
It's the bye week. It does that once a year.
Oh, my quarterback.
Sorry, Shedeur's off this week. But the fun doesn't have to end if you don't want it to. You can hit continue at any time you want. Whoa! You're not gonna believe the gnarly special moves these fighters have. It looks like he's about to break a record.
Hey, come on. Hey, bro, come on, dog. You can't put another man's head between the legs and power drive him consist. This is crazy work. This is pause worthy. Myles Garrett, this is assault.
It looks like he's about to break a record. It's not all fighting. There's a gripping story here too. The immersive crowd.
Whoa. Whoa. You. Remember what G. Bush said, under no circumstances will we lose to the Falcons. We will not play around with you. We will not lose to the Falcons. It's a must win. Look what they done did.
Record. It's not all fighting. There's a gripping story here too.
There's a gripping story here too. I will remember this L forever, 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 ever. These dudes is crazy. Forever, ever, forever, ever. This is why you need me to debunk and decode. You gonna hit me with the forever, ever, forever, ever? I will remember this L. What? As an 80s babies, the Street Fighter fan, this ad is everything. Perfect timing, bro. If you don't put that perfect input, you got input lag, you done.
The immersive crowd noise makes it feel like you're really there.
Ah, this place is a dump.
Did they just take a shot at the Giants? Did the Brian Dable Giants? The Brian Dable that allegedly had the bad interview? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Can we check and see if this is AI?
The immersive crowd noise makes it feel like you're really there.
Ah, this place is a dump. Yeah, is that a shoe?
And just when you thought you've seen it all, boom! Another bonus stage! These graphics are totally tubular! They're gonna blow your mind! Surprise! Another bonus stage!
Hold on.
Stage.
Hold on. Bring that back.
These graphics are totally tubular! They're gonna blow your mind!
Did they just zoom in on this man with his hat backwards? Did they just zoom in on this man with his hat backwards? The same thing y'all was spazzing out about? Oh, come on, bro. Listen, slow it down. I just dissed you. Wow. Who's really rap? These is layer. They scheming, punching, back to back, layer, double entendre, triple entendre. Like they scheming right now. This is a whole scheme. They took that whole backwards hat and made a whole nother scheme with it. Wow. Whoa.
Surprise! Another bonus stage! After seeing all the awesome features that Street Fighter CLE has to offer, what are you waiting for? You're gonna love it, and that's no theory. Try it out today! Yeah!
And it's sponsored by Street Fighter 6 and the Esports Cup. This is the best part of the show. Thank you, Rosie. This the best part of the bro. These dudes had so many Weavenomics in this thing. By the way, they actually turned the coats into glue. Like, you know, you got to have the glue for the hair. Whoa. The Outcast ref, bro. This is why this is different. You see, this is why I just love this. You see, it's the cult. It's so many on bended knee forever, ever. Like, did you see that? Like, they didn't even get, like, the Outcast reference in Atlanta. Bro, that went over so many heads. And by the way, did they just straight up just tell you what quarterback was looking like? Did they just straight up just tell you, oh, it was perfect timing? Week 11, I need a quarterback. Well, I'm sorry, Shedeur's not playing. Boy. The horse glue, let me find out this was coordinated. Did y'all leave us some breadcrumbs? Did you just drop a prime interview out of the blue? Call G. Bush up. Get that prime interview on. Did Andrew Berry really? And then they dropped that video with the Easter eggs that not very many people could decode. That's tough. Kanye, bro. That's tough. Man. What, the 80s Street Fighter, and then you gonna play the esports? Let me just tell you what they did. Let me just tell you what they just signified. If you can't understand what that promo meant, You out of date. You got the expiration date. The milk is going bad. If it went over your head and couldn't understand it, the Cleveland Browns just told you in about 3 minutes of dropping the schedule, this is the new situation. You see, I'm guaranteed there's a bunch of people that was on the internet that know what it is. See, if you 80s baby, if you grew up with Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 2, the Marvel versus Capcom series. My wife's asked me, why was you just watching Marvels? Why are you watching combo reviews? What is these dudes up here fighting for? I don't get it. See, if you don't get it, that means you might have been part of the old guard. See, what they told you was there's levels to this thing. Culture, sports, music. This could have been a barbershop promo. Because if you don't understand culture, because kids play video games and still do. And even when you get to be 40, you know the references. If you don't know who the three bosses is, if you don't know in Street Fighter that was Vega was called Claw and Balrog wasn't Boxer, you know what we're talking about. If you don't know who M. Bison is, you in trouble. If you don't know who Sagat is, you in trouble. If you don't know Ken and Ryu is the same person, they show those, and you don't know what the archetypes looking like, you don't know zoners from, bro, and then they say, yeah, check out the E6. Check out Street Fighter 6. Bro, they telling you in a very small way. It's a new era. It's a new day. You probably still think kids that play video games is childish and don't know what they're talking about. The Cleveland Browns just put a whole decoded, mythical message about the quarterback, about how they feel about the Falcons and Kevin Stefanski, about how they feel about the New York Giants. We know what you said. They dropped jewels all over the place. And the funny thing, woo! They just dropped a whole Shedeur promo. Notice, obviously Myles Garrett is in there. I guess Andrew Berry was correct in telling him, I'm tired of asking that question. I ain't wasting no more breath on Myles Garrett. And notice Coach Prime said, I think y'all is crazy. How you got one of a dog? You got a dog in Myles Garrett, and you trying to trade him. It ain't no coincidence he was the first person on the schedule game. Backwards hat. Wow. Chun-Li was overpowered, by the way, in Third Strike. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to get to this. I got to get to the super chat, man. Talk to me, chat. Let's go. Talk to me. Good gracious, boy. Y'all folks. Here we go. Chef Mo Better, scorekeeper. Hey, I almost went away. I didn't even understand the scorekeeper. The Browns is keeping the score. They didn't even get that. It went over heads. We appreciate you. Same Suki. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Cleveland Browns Raw, Charles T. Crazy how Cleveland media did not pump up your video. Only national outside of Emmett. If Mary Kay Grocery Jason had got that interview, they would have been on every Cleveland show yesterday. I'm from the land. No surprise. It's all right. Hey, Charles. Hey, did you like it? As long as you liked it, that's all that mattered. Long as my barbershop fam like it, we ready to go. We don't need much. We don't need much. I don't do it so people can, dial up and say, okay, I'm giving. There's a lot of people in the media who did. I appreciate them. But if you didn't, that's fine too. I never really thought about it like that. As long as the impact is there and from where it went, the impact was there. Blessings. Black Angus, the BSK would love that interview, G. Shout out to the BSK. I'm always rock him. I always represent. He was one of the greatest to do it in my style. Was he ran and he passed the baton to me. Now my job is to run as long as I can and pass the baton to somebody else. And so that's your goal in this industry is to add upon what the forefathers have built. They built the basement, and the barbershop is building that first floor. If I keep doing it, we're gonna build that first floor, the second floor, the suite. We're gonna put something in the backyard too. Cecily Sutton, did you put in a request for your? You know what? I ain't even put no request in. Prime did say something, which was cool, man. He said, I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna get him in studio. We're gonna get him in studio. You know, we're gonna work. And here's the thing, too, Cecily, and thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. What we're gonna do is, man, our goal is to really continue to big up independent media, because I want to show athletes, I want to show people that we can have real conversations. That when you come over here, we ain't gonna spin what you say. We ain't gonna come over here, we ain't gonna get sensational. When you come over here, we got impact. People digesting, the interview, it has almost 10,000 likes. So if you want to be an athlete and you want to tell your story and you want to be in front of real people and have a real conversation, come on over to the barbershop. We do it in a way that we're going to be thoughtful, we're going to be respectful, and first and foremost, we're going to let you tell your story. So hopefully that opens up the conversations. At the end of the day, I'm a person that believes in being a storyteller. So if you want to tell your story, come on over to the barbershop. Oh, by the way, Prime, you can go ahead and send them kicks if you want to. Don't even worry about it. I already got all of them because I'm just a fan. I got all of them, the red ones, all of them. I get them. You know what I'm saying? So don't even worry about that. Young Among said, I seen Jason Lloyd reaction to getting the interview. Gee, he was hating. I seen the microaggression. Keep it up. God got plans for you. Wrist up. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to, there's people in a game that when you do your work, I don't ever do my work and then look and see who done bigged up me. Ain't what it's about, man. My work is about coming out and trying to do the best I can with it and making an impact. So I do the work, put it out there, and I'm on to the next one. Shout out to Coach Prime. I got that interview, but I'm here today. Shout out to Coach Prime, but I was on Ultimate Browns yesterday. Shout out to Coach Prime. But I'm gonna continue to put the work in, because the work is what's important. It's not just doing one story, it's telling multiple stories. So we appreciate everybody who did put it out. G. Bush, you did that. When I saw the interview, I felt like we won. Stunt G. Bush, do it for the new Cleveland fam. We with it. Royce Medina says, thank you so much. That's what I do it for. Weird Vet 81. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. We appreciate you. Do you think with the schedule being released, how is that Andrew Berry keeps going after Brian Thomas Jr.? If they get Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know if he's still going after him. I haven't seen reports of that. I might be mistaken, but I'm down for Brian Thomas Jr. right now. What you talking about? Well, we can get him. If he can get him, let's work. Let's cook. Desmond Johnson, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you, and welcome to the family. Desmond Johnson, G. Bush, with your interview been talked about everywhere, my guy. Thank you so much, Desmond Johnson. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And that's a testament. By the way, I keep saying this. Every comment section, y'all hold me. That's why I don't care about y'all hold me down. Like I don't care about what other people put it out there, because every comment section, you guys are saying, yo, G. Bush did his thing on that one. Yo, G. Bush cooked on that one. Yo, G. Bush did his thing on that. G. Bush been working, been moving with this thing. So, I continue to thank all of you guys for that, because you help the interview get to where it needs to go. Mick Purnell, G. Bush officially the new face of Cleveland media. We not listen to no one else. Now, here's the thing, Mick Purnell. I don't necessarily believe that we're a monolith. There are some people who have great content out there. There are some people, I always tell people, we're infallible. we are people. I mean, we're not infallible, excuse me. I've been wrong plenty of times before. And there's great content everywhere. It's great content. There's people that's doing really good things. Maybe they just don't have the spotlight on them. Maybe they just don't have the access. Maybe they don't have, but there's all kind of great podcasts out there. Always remember, I always champion this. Truth has no picks. A child can give you the truth. Your enemy can give you the truth. Your best friend can give you the truth. Your wife, your cousin, your brother, they can all give you the truth. Your job is to discern, and having the discernment to understand what you should believe and what you shouldn't. Always do your own research and then line that research up against what somebody says. But I appreciate the sentiment. I love the support. But there's always good information out there. So you can get that anywhere. Eric 23 ATL, they going to keep hating because we winning over here. Thank you, G Bush. Thanks. No, thanks to you, man. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. I think it's a big opportunity, and it comes with responsibility as well. The one thing that I want to say is, and I talked to Coach Prime, off the record and a lot, and the thing that he said that I truly believe is the reason he respects what I do is because I keep it real. I'm not a person that's going, I don't want nothing from nobody. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. I'm fine right now. I do my show. I've always said, if I get a Coach Prime interview or I get a Shedeur interview, I'd be grateful for it. But the way I would approach it would be professional and above board. And also that if I never got the interview, I would still say the things that I say and go about my business. So I think for me, the important things to say is that it's important to have objectability. And the thing that I don't like is the narrative that if you support Shedeur Sanders, somehow you're in the bag or you're in the, it's crazy to me. And it's the thing that I don't like it, because it's the insinuating that if you support another Black person, you're doing it because you're on the payroll, or you're pandering, or you don't really believe that. You can't believe that he's not good. It's crazy work, bro. And it's one of the reasons why I go about doing film research and I do film reviews, is because a lot of that stuff is easily debunked. If you think that I'm in a bag, well, come over here, get you a membership, and watch us break down this film, and you won't think the same way. But of course you won't. And that's fine too. Big One J, G Bush waiting on the cookbook to drop. We appreciate you, my man. Big One J, always, man. We appreciate you, man. One of the William Wise. G Bush got longer receipts than CBS. And I shout out to William Wise, man, because you know what? He was one of the first people that ever started watching my channel. See, people don't remember. Like, I remember each and every name. William Wise was one of the people that I was doing videos with, or doing videos, and he was supporting when it was Baker here. This years ago. So he been one of the original OG members, and I appreciate you, my guy. Miss Bell said, G Bush and Rosie, the interview with Coach Prime reflects the people you are. Coach Prime shouted you out on Uncle Neely and Chico's podcast, called you a good dude. He saw who we see. Thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you. My goal from the get-go and the angle I came at it with Miss Bell is, hey, I see a lot of people that supporting a person, and that's fine, because you support who you want. I'm saying, man, listen, let's get that person in here. I want to change. I want to bridge the gap. I want them folks to become Browns fans. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be that embrace the city. And I feel like I would try to be a liaison between the two. And so thank you guys for the support. And, to me, it means a lot, because in today's life, you know how hard it is to get anybody to support anything. And today, I don't take that lightly. You know, there's 40-some thousand people that subscribe to this channel, and I don't take that lightly. You know, I take this as a true relationship, and I do think that what it works on YouTube is that you can talk to people and you truly can gravitate and have conversations and cultivate relationships. When y'all, I love when I see this. When you guys come in at the beginning of a video and you say, "Hey family, hey Barbershop family, how y'all doing? How you doing?" Like that, to me, it touches me, because I'm like, wow, man, that's where I came from. It reminds me of the old school, when you go to a family gathering and you see people and you see your old friends. You know what I'm saying? You see your old people. If I don't see you in the chat and I see you in the chat after a couple of days or a couple of weeks, I'm excited, because I actually think, oh, well, I wonder what's going on with so-and-so. I wonder what's going on with so-and-so. Y'all check on each other. It's actually a community. So to me, I love that. That's the best part about doing this job. RDM, thank you for becoming a member. Can't wait, not for the 30 for 30, for the 2 to the 400. I was cracking up when Prime said that. I was cracking up. You know, I thought also he did a good job of just talking about, you know, even when he graduated and really was like practicing. He had his cleats in his bag. Cleveland, our Browns, Charles T says, it's definitely undercover disrespect. I've been looking for a UCSS clip from speaking and bigging you up on an interview. It's sad. My city been like this. You know, look, I think they played a small clip on the show. And like I said before, like, shout out McNuggets. McNuggets reached out to me when I had the interview and said, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? And said he appreciated it. Obviously, Tyvis and Earl, they was all over it. And I said, Bull, he definitely showed love as well from when I was when I was on the show, when he found out about it. And then also when he was on the show, he already hit me up about it. We talked about it. So, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, it's a blessing to even, who said this? I think Loaded Luck said this in a freestyle on Funk Flesh. He says it's like having the last picture with Michael Jackson in it, and you worried about how you look bad in it. Like, what? You got a picture of Michael Jackson, the last one with him, you and him alive, and you sitting here talking about you don't like it because why? You don't like your face in it? Your hair was messed up? Come on now. We might about do. What are you talking about? I got a prime interview. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. We back up and running. We back up and running. Oh, here I go. The fact that you did throw any of them under the bus, they should be 1,000% been given you press and praise all over Cleveland media. I didn't throw it. See, that's the thing. I think a lot of people felt like that was going to happen. Actually, I know that. I know that. People, yeah, like you said, like Prime said, I talked to a lot of people, but that wasn't what it was about. Like, that ain't what I'm gonna get out of that. The reality is, it's the same thing I've been preaching from Jump Street. This ain't about us. Why would I bring one of the most iconic people in the world and talk about Cleveland media members? It's like saying I got an opportunity to talk with Obama. I'm about to sit here and be talking about Obama about nothing light. I got 15 questions I want to get to And none of them ain't got nothing to do with a bunch of extra drama. I'm trying to get to the real stuff. That's the thing that people misconstrue and misunderstand about the way I go about and trying to do stuff. My job is to get in here and talk. I might never interview nobody. I might be wasting my 5-10 minutes talking about nobody else. But that's because people think that they are the show. They're not the show. Don J says, thank you, G. Bush, for keeping it how you always do, real. It's the only thing I try to do, bro. As long as my people I do it for the people. If they respect it, then I'm good with it. I don't need a bunch of extra stuff. If ESPN National can give you you love yesterday, why can't MKC, Jason, Grossy Bull, the fan, and some of these other Cleveland YouTubers? I'm heated myself, and ESPN Cleveland spoke on it, and they found a negative thing. Always remember like this. Kendrick Lamar says, hey, everybody ain't gonna like every move you make. Everybody is not going to be congratulatory. Let me ask you a question. You know, let me ask you a question. Let me just say this. The biggest blessing in the world is, despite what people say or how they want to say it, it lines up with what I've said from Jump Street. I've interned at ESPN Cleveland. I've worked at 92.3 The Fan. I work for UCSS. I work for Technic. And I've worked for Locked On. I've been in this industry a very long time. I started this channel because I couldn't get a job full time. I would be doing a disservice if I didn't explain this. I keep telling y'all, God moves the needle. It ain't you. It ain't me. He adds the increase. I started the barbershop because I could not get a full-time job doing radio 5 days a week. So I was forced to do this, but I thought it was forced. That was a blessing. It wasn't forced. It wasn't bad. It was God telling me, I got something else in mind for you. When doors close, it don't necessarily mean that those doors are closed because you was on the wrong path and you was doing what you wasn't supposed to. It could mean that somebody got something better for you. And it just shows you, to be able to land an interview of that stature is only because of him. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's nothing like, there's nothing else. It ain't the fact that I'm the greatest. No, it's because of that. Because he could have went to any other places and did an interview with any other people. He chose because the Lord put that on his heart. So just that, to me, is a victory in itself. Tanya says, can't hide hate. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. I haven't even heard Cleveland media cover Bernie Kosar interview about Shedeur and Watson. How Cleveland media has never respected 3 players over 35 adult years. I keep trying to tell y'all, bro, this ain't about. Here's what I say. It's kind of, you see, you could discredit G. Bush. I mean, it's kind of easy. Well, it's kind of getting hard, but you discredit me. You can't discredit Bernie Kosar. So why would you bring up something that you're going to have to deal with? You guys are asking people to bring up things that contradict themselves. You're going to it's almost saying like you going to trial and you, instead of the prosecutor going to the jury and saying this guy did it. You stand up and say, let me help you out, prosecutor. You didn't even ask me about that evidence that I had hid away in my little sock drawer in the bottom of in the house where the murder took place. You're like, bro, no, they're not. You're not going to do that. Why would you bring up something that is very hard to refute when you said the opposite of Bernie Kosar? Why would they bring that up? They won't. They're not. That's not a thing. Bianca says, so when Dan Lanning spoke with the Browns about Dylan Gabriel, it was okay, but a Hall of Famer who happens to be the coach, that's where they draw the line. Man, come on now. Facts. Come on. That's hierarchy, bro. That's protocol and hierarchy talk. And what they've done, see, this is what happens when, and I even tell people like this. There's certain civilian people that can't even speak on names. Bro, it's half y'all dudes out here that be running around, bro. You got a regular job and never played nothing. And I'm not speaking directly to nobody and me. I'm talking about 75% of the population that be doing this stuff. See, here's what they do. They desensitize you. When they lower you and say it's okay, it's signaling. It's okay to question this person. So if you okay to question them and you write it down and you put it out there, now all of a sudden it becomes okay for me to demean and demonetize what you're doing. But I got to bring you back up to circle. There is nothing that you should say in the game of football that's more important than what he's saying. It don't matter up. It don't add up. See, what we do in the media and what we do in regular society is you think that your opinion is the same as somebody else's. It's not. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're a regular Joe. You don't do anything. You work. And you don't even be really good at regular work. You middling. There ain't nothing wrong with being middling unless you be middling and be quiet. If you're going to be middling, just cash your checks and go to work and come home, take care of your family. That's all you got to do. And if you do that, I'll congratulate you. But it's too many middlings running around acting like they up top. You're not up top. How you up top? You can't lift no weights. You're not fast. You're not overly attractive. You're not big. You're not tall. You don't even really be doing nothing. And the stuff you saying ain't even really hitting. But you talk about prime. How? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Miss Bell, hats off to our Reverend BJ Nelson, who talked with Coach Prime live on Uncle Neely's podcast and thought enough to coach to pray for him. Bless you, kind sir. Shout out to Reverend BJ Nelson. Make sure you go check that out. Make sure you check that interview out. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And shout out to Reverend BJ Nelson, who pulled up, and he is in here every day, every week, supporting. That's beautiful. We appreciate you. Cleveland Browns Raw Charles C says, sad part, G, in chat, I barely watch UCSS anymore. I was one of the day one members, and one of the biggest super chatter over there, Charles T, was there because it looked like different than old Cleveland. You know, listen, I've always, the soul of what any show is always the people. I've always, you know, even back in the day, I used to think it was crazy that we would do our comedy show, and we would go do a comedy show and be there. We're not even comedians. People would pull up. Fans of all different colors, races, shapes, size, creed, color. They would pull up and we would do meet and greets. We go to the casino and do meet and greets. The best part of what the show is the people. Always. The energy, that it comes from the people. So any show, always remember, I don't care which show you part of, whether you like Martin Lawrence or you like Friends or you like Cheers or you like The Cosby Show or you like whatever sitcom, Everyone Loves Raymond, whatever sitcom it is, remember your audience is the lifeblood of what you do. Without them, you're done. Monty Berry and Golden was super hating on you. Now, you know, I don't think he was hating. Shout out to Emmett. I know, like I said, I know all them dudes, man. Listen. I don't perceive nothing as hate. I don't even see it. Everybody got a job to do. My job was to deliver an interview, have it have impact, and let the community digest it. If you took the clip, I told people, by the way, I always say this. I don't ever tell nobody. This is what I believe in. Ask how many people have ever got a copyright strike from G. Bush. Absolutely not. Let me tell you something. If you like the content and you want to go with it, I told everybody, have at it. You do what you need to do with it. At first, everybody knows that's my motto. I don't copyright. I'm not the internet police. If you're a content creator, every content creator will tell you. I don't take whatever you want to use it. Use it to cultivate, use it to comment, use it. Hey, listen, I'm a fair use baby. Now, all I ask is don't have me out here looking crazy. Don't splice me up and have me out here looking like I was saying something. Take it in the entirety. Because trust me, I don't got no problem hiding behind nothing. I keep it real. But anybody that want to use my content, everybody know that. So you stamp it right now. You'll never get a content creator strike from G. Bush. That's how much I believe in independent content. That's how much I believe in growing an ecosystem. And you can't grow an ecosystem and having content if everybody is talking about, you used my face, you said this. That I stand on what I be saying, just like I be saying before. The people that is complaining about it, you're bigger today than you were yesterday. You know why? Because people say your name. Coach Monken absolutely unequivocally would welcome Football Hall of Fame Deion Sanders to come in and talk to him. Alexander Galan is so crazy that we even got to even think that we even say that. Don Hall, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. May the blessings continue to rain down upon you, G. Bush and Rosie. Keep your integrity and bringing the truth. God is an awesome God. Yes, he is all the time. He is. Royce says, Prime said even if 2 don't get to start this year, 2 has the maturity to be patient. And then when he does get on the grass, wrist up time. See, I think Prime did a great job of articulating that bull job they was talking about. All that bull job. Let me tell you something. Grown, being grown. He gonna make it do what he do when he get out there. Bro, come on. How you not like that? How can you hate on that? Stay tuned. Alain Lloyd was salty as you know what when he got that interview, bro. You could see envy in his face. He realized his sources was actually sources. Now that part we came out with this. Also, you got to understand this. Maybe a lot of people may not really want to speak or say your name nowadays because they're like, wow, maybe he do know people. Maybe the little old G. Bush over here actually do talk to some people. Maybe. Miss Bell, amen, G. Bush, say it. Thank you, Miss Bell. DK 1028, G. Bush, congrats, bro. I'm super proud of you. We got your back and standing 10 toes down all day. Keep doing what you're doing, fam. Check your email. By the way, I apologize if you've sent me. All right, so let me just say this. If you sent me an email within the last 72 hours-ish, chances are I have not gotten to it. As you probably know, my messages are crazy right now. There's my DMs from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook they're flooded. So I take pride in trying to get back to everybody, but at this moment, I'm still digging out the pile of emails that I've gotten because of the reaction to the interview. Trust me, I'm not ignoring everybody. It just take a time to get a lot to this, give me some grace here. But I appreciate if you did, we will get back to you. Just to track mom, thank you so much. You're so gracious. Gifting 10 G Bush memberships. I want to thank you so much for that. Congratulations to those who got those memberships, and we hope you find that your memberships are useful and that's something that you want to continue with after the month membership. By the way, we got a bunch of new members. I say this, hit us up, Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. If you are a new member, every member who signs up gets an item. So we give you either a hoodie or a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. Let us know. Send that to our Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Your shirt size, address, name, date of birth. We'll send it to you. We get it out to you as soon as possible. So if you are a member, first-time member, please send us your information so we can get you a shirt. Cleveland Browns Charles T says, G, you have motivated me to get in the YouTube streets because I want to be a general in the Barbershop Army, the G. Bush multiverse. I'm prepping my first show, and it's dedicated to you and the real Cleveland fan. Amen. Congratulations. It ain't never too late to start. All you need is a camera and consistency. Camera and consistency. That's all I tell people. I was on my mom's couch about 12. No, this is 2010. That's 15, 16 years. 16 years we've been doing this. It's crazy. Almighty Law. I guarantee the coaches met with Arch Manning, Peyton Manning, and Eli. The selective outrage is hilarious. It's cool when they do it, though. Yeah, come on, man. Listen, why would you not? First of all, we regular people, and we meet with people all the time. We meet with people every day about things that are way less than this. Of course they're meeting with him. Tanya says, Two-Face Tom Brady. Anthony LaFear says, where was y'all when I was getting 6 views? Like 4. Man, I done had some videos with 2. Yeah, I keep it. I remember the first t-shirt I sold. Like, I met a guy who was in town, and I met him at his hotel, him and his family, and he bought a Barbershop t-shirt. And I remember taking a picture of it. It's the first $20 I ever made. And it was crazy because at the time I was married and my ex-wife told me, you'll never be anything in this industry. Hi. TR. It was sad to see John the Liquidator, YouTube creator, hating on you in an interview rather than uplifting another brother. Quickest unsubscribe. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. Real talk. I don't know. Shout out to him. I don't know how you can hate on it. What is it to hate on? Well, ain't nothing there. What is it to hate on? Anthony LaFear, which was a bigger misevaluation, Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel? I think I can't even really say because they coincided at the same time. So the Dylan Gabriel pick added the fact to the misevaluation at that pick, and then the Shedeur fall to the 5th. That was the perfect storm that made everybody trip. Because Sean King says he was never a top 100 prospect. The Dylan Gabriel thing was crazy. And then the flip on Dylan Gabriel, from going to the supercomputer to now people saying he out of the league. Alexander Galan is totally disrespectful to insinuate Shedeur can't decipher a defense. That was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna just be honest with you. It was wild. I mean, that one is the kicker. We as community don't understand second generational wealth. You are correct. We start over every generation. You got to understand. We start over. Like, if you don't put it down and you don't do what you need to do, and you don't get guys and your family don't do, like, we got one generation, and then we get to the next one. If your son don't graduate, he don't go to college, he don't take what he did, we start over every year. We don't got nothing we passing down to people. Matter of fact, we most likely is putting a collection plate in when somebody is passing away. We don't even be having life insurance like that. We got to do GoFundMes. I said, man, I can't do it. That's one of the things I try to, I'm like, man, if I die, I don't want, I say, if I die, all Rosie got to do is be cool. I mean, she want to get married again. There you go. If she ain't got to marry nobody because she got to get because she got to pay a mortgage. Nah, she can live comfortably. If she want to live here and then go back to the Philippines and visit, she do whatever she want to. But no, I ain't gonna do that. Get your business in order. JB, Too Smooth, what your thoughts on the schedule release video? What are they acting like it's just for marketing? It's so hard to believe that the Browns actually think that they can play and might be leaning Two's way. Oh, JB, Too Smooth, it's funny. You saw the interaction later on in the show. Boy, that video, I almost want to pay again. That video was crazy. Shedeur Speaks says Shedeur was the first player to sign with Tom Brady's apparel back in 2022. He said he spoke to Brady after every Colorado game. And the first year, Mike Vick, in his second year, he had unlimited access to pro knowledge. Sandra, you see how wild that is? You see how crazy that is? But think about it. How are we even here today? Because people saying what they heard, but you just saw. How you heard, but you just saw what he said and what Tom Brady said. It's crazy because I'm seeing what Bernie said. You telling us that what you heard is more powerful. What I've seen, what Bernie Kosar done said, Tom Brady said, Coach Prime done said, Michael Irvin done said, Kurt Warner done said, Drew Bledsoe done said. What you heard is more powerful than what they've said on the. Stop, bro. Quit. We got to stop pretending now. We got to stop pretending. For what? Because you said so? Come on, man. The way they talk about Prime, they never talk about Arch Manning like that. And he literally forced his son out. But they're not going to do that. You know why? Because you got regular civilians that actually think that they're on the same level as Prime. And the thing that they like the most is, well, guess what? We just showed you, Prime. We just showed you that we can do whatever we want to, and we say what we want to, and we're the ones that still count. That's why your son is a 5th-round pick. And they also know that Prime realizes that. He done already told him, you better hope he ain't never be good. You better hope he never cook. Because we remember. We shall remember. T-Storm said they made it seem like Shedeur had no prep. We now hear that exclusive that he had professional prep, all lies. Highest level prep. Highest level. Playing around. It almost make you mad after the fact. Scouts, executives, people that worked for NFL teams with checks. I said, I can't believe this. I cannot. G. Bush, that was an amazing interview. Your interview shed light on 2, and that should give the Browns hope. That's the only thing we're trying to do. Like for me, it's just so sad. But it feels like I'm fighting a battle about with people that should be actually allies. It feels like I'm fighting a battle against people that should actually want the Cleveland Browns to win and be good. Why is it that I see more eye to eye with Ravens and Steelers fans and people that are fans of all other teams that come in here and look at digest the content, but there's people who claim that they're Browns fans, the people who say they want the Browns to be good, the people who cover the Browns, the people who are in the Browns everywhere. We arguing with y'all? You're still talking about what Shedeur Sanders is or he ain't. He's on your team. Why do you have this thing where you have this thing where you're purposely going out to people that's on your roster. And it's just not him. Dylan Gabriel got to be fired. Deshaun Watson shouldn't be in the league. Myles Garrett don't come to nothing. He's not a leader. Quinshon Judkins was cool, but he ain't all like that. Bro, what kind of twisted reality are we in? Nasty work, bro. It's nasty, bro. You got people that's covering a team that's just feeding their family. Talk about, I don't know why we have to talk about that, because it's your damn job. If you would like to be released from your job, please go send in your resume for another team. It's what we do. It's our job. Why are you talking about, I don't want to talk about this? It's your job to talk about it. What do you want to talk about? It'd be crazy work, bro. You let me know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I get excited when I get up there and talk about my teams. Even the doggone Cavs that be playing around and lost to the Pistons, they probably going to get bounced out in game 7. But I don't sit here and say, I'm upset, I got to talk about it. What are you talking about, man? Listen, I could have a regular job. This ain't no regular job. I am privileged and blessed to be able to feed my family by talking for a living. I ain't working digging ditches or working in a steel factory or taking out it's people that work hard for they money. And we talk about what we don't want to talk about. Stop. Anthony DeFeer, I built my first RV park at 16. Now we have 6. I have 4 kids. Each of them have a park named after them. If I was Prime or Brian, I'd do the same thing. Anthony, that's the way you built that wealth. And I'm sure Prime and Brian, they rich. They rich. Silly rich. Matter of fact, Prime couldn't even go meet Todd Monk and he got to shoot a commercial. They probably mad about that too. Right. Let me see. Oh no. Did I miss one? I think I missed one. Weird Vet said this is what happened when you bring talent in people and you put the Lord first. # New Cleveland. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Gina Lemonade says we need the 2 to 100 well-off media documentary. Wait till Shedeur get that second contract. Dribbles coming out now, but the tsunami gonna reveal the right time. Question for everyone. Shedeur has a Hall of Fame dad. Mentor is Tom Brady, Manning, Aikman, Young, but Shedeur doesn't have it. They love Manning because his dad did not play. Why doesn't the math on this add up for Shedeur? Because what they found out, they thought Coach Prime was vulnerable. Let me tell you about political capital. Nobody in the media has the political capital to say nothing about the Mannings. Because there's consequences when you say certain things. You ain't got the cachet. Nobody, listen, because there's more people looking than just in your ecosystem. Nobody is dumb enough to be up here talking about and calling the Mannings on the carpet. The rationale is that Coach Prime does not have that same level of cachet. And what they found out severely was that was incorrect. Because people came out of the woodwork and was like, shut your mouth. You're doing way too much. We will not, like, here's the thing, bro. A lot of times, y'all be doing too much. Y'all feel like, I don't talk about legends, period. But the thing that y'all be doing, y'all feel like y'all can talk about our legends wild. No, you can't. You can't. You always want to come to our community and talk about our legends crazy. No, you're not getting that off. I don't talk about nobody else's legends. Legends is legends. They listen, they off limits. But you want to know. And the problem is people actually said, no, we're not about to let you get that off. And then you kind of was like, well, I'm mad you won't let me say anything. So be it. And you upset. So, Nisi Love, congratulations, G. Bush. Awesome interview. Thank you so much, Nisi. We appreciate you. J Mac, you need to see Money May's video with all the people things his father's name besides anybody but Shedeur. It's hilarious. I was crying, laughing at his work. Shout out to Money Man. Shout out to Money Man. It's my guy, man. We appreciate him. Debbie says, Skip was talking about your interview. Great. Coach Prime said did the morning run that he's been watching you for a year. Great interview. He talked to you like he really was at the barbershop. # New Cleveland. Nah, man, Coach Prime, like I said, I appreciate more than anything. I wouldn't even like. A lot of people think you angle for an interview. Listen, bro, I just say what I say. You know what I'm saying? I never knew Prime was going to get an interview. I never know when people going to reach out to me. I never know when players reach out to me. Browns players reach out to me so much that it's like it's common. It's like I talk to them daily, weekly. You know, and it's just chopping it up. It ain't no extra. And the thing about Coach Prime, I was happy he had the time to even talk about football. For a person that played and loves football, to be able to talk to somebody, and I would be the same way with Troy Aikman or Steve Young or you know, Ray Lewis. Like, bro, these is dudes that played at the highest level that will love the game of football. Just to get a chance to chop it up and talk about football is that's enough. And here's the thing too. Even if I talk to these people every single day, I wouldn't be running around here telling people what this person say. How many, if I told you, if I know these individuals, how many times did I come on here and tell you about a Prime story where I said I was talking to so-and-so, or I was talking to this player, or I was talking, how many name drops do I have? I don't have no name drops. You can't even find them. My barber called me. He said, dang, G. Bush, I cut your hair today, and you didn't even tell me the Prime interview was coming on. Shout out to Jason. Phenomenal. I said, I ain't know. He hit me late, 10 o'clock. Said, you want an interview? I said, cool. What we talk about? Whatever you want. So that's just, shout out to Skip. Shout out to Gilbert's Arena. I watch that show all the time. Shout out to Akeem Talib. Shout out to my man, Kmart. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cody Kessler. You know what I'm saying? I check it out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, man. So Cleveland Browns raw Charles T. They just can't say it behind closed doors. G, real love is saying it out loud in public. Us in the chat know that Earl was out in the public. Well, that's my guy. That goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? That go without saying. That's like my family, like, you know what I'm saying? It's family, like, you know, Tim Tyvis, my people going, you know what I'm saying? Family going to always do that. That's part of this team. It's a squad, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as I got a microphone, they always got a microphone. If they don't give them a microphone, I got microphones in my basement. So we ain't even gonna play with that. So, you know, that's all I care about. G. Bush, keep running your race. We proud of you. That's all I'm trying to do. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Ohio Player, thanks for being the people champion. # New Cleveland. Thank you, Ohio Player, for being a member for 3 months. We appreciate you. Mick Purnell, G. Bush, I'm going to piggyback on what you said. Even if Shedeur is not our quarterback, I'm still rocking with him. Bro, I mean, bro, listen. I can't, like I said that early. I respect you as a person. Forget all this football stuff. Football cool, bro. But football don't end all be all. Like, we can win games, we can lose games. I care about who you are as a human being. And I thought that's what we were supposed to care about too. And we wouldn't even be going this hard if it wasn't extra slander. Like you guys know y'all be doing this every single day. It'd be crazy work. Aaron says, New Cleveland destroying the kingdoms of negativity. We ready to go. Ellis in Orlando. What up, OG? I can relate when Prime felt helpless about his son. I felt the same way trying to hold out a crying daughter that just had her son murdered. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. God is good, man. Shout out to OG, man. and we appreciate you. It's coming up on the anniversary of your son or your grandson's passing. I always pray for you hard around this time because I know it's tough. And, listen, OG Ellis in Orlando was one of the biggest, man. Ellis, you listen, he had the tagline. He used to call ESPN Cleveland. He one of the old school dudes. He got pictures when he was part of the old school dog pound. So he know what it is. Nikia, excuse me. G. Bush, what's to be understood is understood. Some will get it, some won't. Hashtag see you, auntie. Hashtag number 2, hashtag God's favorite. What is already, thank you so much for becoming a member for 5 months. We appreciate you. What's already said don't need to be said sometimes. David Walker, this episode should shine a light, bring attention to what is really going on in the society today. This is about power and control. Hashtag New Cleveland. It's always been about that. It's always been about that. That's why I always tell people there may be a limit. I said this early in my career. But you can't limit what God got, so it don't even really matter. There may be a limit on where your message reach to, because they'll listen. People may know that I think I like play football. People may know that, but they also may not like the fact that I talk about God. They know I talk about race, economics. I talk about politics. I talk about science. I talk about injustice. I talk about education. I talk about economic back. I talk about everything. So you may pull up and say, I like that G. Bush when he talk about football, but it get kind of deep when he starts stepping into other territories. I understand it ain't for everybody. Duke the Scoop, trying to get you on my show, bro. Great job, Duke. That's easy money. Send me, let's link. What's up? Send me, hit me up at fifth dimension media 1@gmail.com. Let's cook. That's all it take. That's all it take. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be on with Double A coming up next week on his midnight show. I'm always trying to show love. It's nothing. It's light. Let's work. G. Bush, over 3,000 people watch you for 3 hours. They know we ride with you and Rosie. Great interview with Coach Pride. Lisa Woods, that's a blessing. We be on here for 3 hours, and y'all be on here religiously. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We love you, G. We down with you always. Will be G. Bush Uncles, LOL. Overlay Tay, we appreciate you so much. Miss Bell says, congratulations, so deserving. Thank you so much, Miss Bell. We appreciate you and your voice in the community. I feel like you're my grandmother. You're like grandma energy. She don't play no games, just like my grandmother. You knew where you stood. You knew if grandma liked you, it was good. If she didn't, I don't know. Smooth STP. Browns dropped the ball by not having a version of the video game available for that. Boy, that video game with Shedeur, now they would have ran into some name, image, and likeness. They'd have had to drop that bag. But a playable video game, a closed beta, for those who you could play the video game, download it. If you bought tickets, season, I would have been a ticket holder. Patrick Williams says, I guarantee MKC isn't promoting the video. Oh no, I wouldn't say anybody. Guys, the way it works, I'll say this. The way it works is not very many people, like nobody, if you're in the local area, not many people promote each other's work like that. They may comment on it, but even sometimes they won't even really let you like that, because you got to think of it from an entity. Like, you can have an opinion on what it is, but if you just cover it, they're like, why are you covering this? Why didn't you get the interview? Like, they're not trying to hear none of that. That's just, and I'm not knocking nobody. Like, I'm not saying that as if like I'm just trying to make myself big. No, that's just the way it works. Like, if somebody gets an interview, it's their job in the company to promote that interview. They don't necessarily promote each other's work across different platforms because they work for different companies. Some people are not even allowed to go on each other's platforms. That's why it's important, because there is no rules in this. I could do what I want to. I could do an interview, whatever. Like some entities reached out to me and said, hey, do you mind us using those clips? That's big because usually, generally speaking, if I put something on UCSS or something like that, I don't own those clips. I'm an independent contractor. So whatever happens, that's their footage. I can't distribute, monetize it, put it other different places. So that's why I'm a big person of independent, because even if you're a big conglomerate, you have to come, if you want to use the clip, you got to use Fifth Dimension, you got to hit Fifth Dimension Media. And there's a lot of big companies who reached out, said, hey, you mind if we use it? I said, no problem. Just like I do. But that's the difference between owning something and being, you know, I do both. I work for the Bleacher Report. I don't own that. I don't own the content on UCSS. That's Technus. But the things that I own here on the Barbershop, that's Fifth Dimension Media. That's my company. So yeah. So I'm always a big proponent of that, right? GG Free, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. We're going to give you your external validation. Close your eyes. If you don't want to see us get in there, we got this. We're going to support you and act up now and then. Hashtag New Cleveland. I appreciate you guys, man. You got good support. Like, I still don't, to this day, I still, you know, I just talked to my mom and Rosie after. I said, man, it's amazing to have people like that'll support you, bro. And also don't be afraid to tell you when they think you're wrong. That's another thing. We don't do that over here. You're gonna have some tough love. Alexander Gallant, G. Bush, you turn on the spotlight and the flashlight. And you know when that flashlight comes, either you're gonna stand in that light or you're gonna see some stuff scattered. Dog 9 says, G, are they more pissed about the schedule release than the interview? But Monken doesn't care what the media team thinks. Ooh, that video. They are locked in. They locked in, fellas. Remember what I told y'all before? They got a whole new marketing team. They got a whole new system up there. And the reason I'm interested in that type of thing, because I'm a marketing person. I got a marketing degree. I got a communications degree. I know everything that people put out is intentional. Communication and marketing is intentional. I always tell you, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you how this works. It's not about what people say. Look at the actions. It's not about what people say. You know how you know somebody feel about you? You know how somebody feel about you? If you dating somebody and every time you ask them to come to them someplace that has to do with your family and they don't want to do nothing with your family, that ain't it. They ain't want to be with you. If you dating somebody and they ain't got no reverence for your mother, I don't even care if your mother has her ways. If they ain't got no reverence for your mother, I don't know about it. If when you come home, and even if they got a problem, and they don't let you decompress and say, "How was your day?" and just let you chill for a little bit, and then figure out a way to have a conversation later. I don't know if it ain't about what people say they love you or they like you or they do it. It's about what they do. It's the actions. It's the actions. If a person say they want to be with you, or if a person say they love you or they friends, they gonna show up. It's about you showing up. It ain't about the lip service. It's showing up. When it count. If it's 12 o'clock, did you answer the phone? It ain't about what the Browns is saying. It's what they doing. Who was at the draft? Whose picture was at the draft? Shedeur Sanders. Who showed up with Todd Monken when he first got there? Shedeur Sanders. Who does everybody mention when they talk about the quarterback? Myles Garrett, Quinshon Judkins, Denzel. They say Shedeur Sanders. When the free agents came in, who did they talk about? Shedeur Sanders. When it comes out, the people doing, when they talk about congratulations on, listen, when it was rookie minicamp, who did they let talk? Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. We heard nothing from Deshaun Watson. Not saying that that's a problem, but what I'm saying is follow the trail, the bird crumbs, people. It's about your actions, not what you say. JB Smooth, it's all for marketing. Hell out of here. All right. You keep marketing. All right. It's all for marketing. Marketing works two ways. Have you ever seen you market somebody and market something in the paper and market a sale and keep marketing that this is going to happen? Or, hey, you're marketing and you're advertising this, and then when people show up, you bait and switch? That is called false advertising. The quickest way to lose all of your fan base and for people to go crazy is to mark false advertising. Don't nobody want you to pull up and you say hamburger is 99 cents a pound. And you pull up and now all of a sudden it's 175 a pound. Oh, you upset now. It ain't about the fact that it went up a couple cents. You said, you marked it down. You put it here. The basis. As an 80s baby, the Street Fighter fan, this ad is everything. Perfect timing equals perfect victory. Perfect. Hey, hashtag Shedeur for the win. To me, this was crazy. I was so caught up in the Prime stuff. I didn't even the Prime thing, that was cool, but that commercial, the schedule drop, stop. Oh, his hat was on backwards, G. Ooh, Joe McKnight. They layered. This could have been a rap song. They layered everything in there. DK says the ATL game will have a playoff atmosphere. Show it will. Shy Fry, so many Easter eggs. The Falcons crying on bended knee forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. Miss Jackson, Outkast, famous ATL hip hop art. Boy. Miss Bell, have to buy that for my son-in-law. Love it. My goodness. Culture Style says, gee, sometimes you got to pop out and show it. Way to represent the culture and the style. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to pop out and show. Sometimes it's time to be humbled, and sometimes to tell people, don't play with me. The Street Fighter 2026 is in the movies. Yes, it is. Last night, a mustard seeds, hashtag dangerous, hashtag New Cleveland. Cleveland Browns, a raw. Charles T says, I don't like it. I loved it, and I love it for you. We appreciate you. Mace says, keep grinding, G. The light will always outshine the darkness. Praise Yahweh. Of course we do. That's what it's about. DK said, the more we super chat, the more you get to freely speak. Keep going, G. Bush. Thank you for speaking for the people. Hashtag New Cleveland. It's the Barbershop. Thank you so much. Duke the Scoop became a member. We about to link up too. We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to pull up. We're going to have you over here. We're going to be over to your spot too. It's going to be great. Hashtag 47 hype video would be but gatekeepers. Hashtag New Cleveland. Sky High, we appreciate you so much. Adam McKenzie, I'm looking out for you on the Colorado sideline this year. What's up to Rosie? Rosie, would you like to go to a Colorado game? She just shook her head obsessively. So we'll see how that works out. Let's get to this one. The last Naga said, G. Bush, what you know about the early Saturday morning cartoon time? Best time of the week as a youth, bowl of cereal, biscuit, syrup, meat on a good day, balling. I get the same feeling waiting for this show, man. Saturday morning cartoons, man. Do y'all remember when the Saturday morning lineup used to come up in a TV guide? Used to watch it like on a Friday, and they would say, these are the new cartoons coming up, man. Come on, bro. Saturday morning cartoons, you just said that, man. I used to wake up early. I'd be like, man, let me get some. I used to watch the old school cartoons. I used to watch Gumby and Bullwinkle. They used to be on early. And then after that, we would start cooking. And I'm a Saturday morning baby. I used to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse. I used to watch the Gummy Bears. I used to watch, look what else we used to do. I used to watch both Sonics. It was a Sonic that used to come on in the morning that was off-brand, but then it was Sonic when it was in the dark forest, and it was a dark, gritty Sonic. I used to watch Pirates of the Dark Water. Bro, what are you talking about? And then the X-Men. The X-Men, oh my goodness, the X-Men 97 came out. Forget X-Men. X-Men had grown storylines you weren't even supposed to even be getting. You weren't even supposed to be even getting that type of stuff. Man, I was watching He-Man. I was watching She-Ra. I was watching Hanna-Barbera. Man, come on, Mr. Potato. Man, I can go in the whole. If you want to get nostalgic, just go back and hit 80s cartoons and just the theme music. Captain Planet, that's so crazy. The Real Night King, hashtag New Cleveland. We want the smoke. That was Rabbit Browns versus Papa Doc. Rest of the team. Hey, my spaghetti. That's crazy. That's crazy. Miss Bell says, you take the barbershop and Rosie the Boulder. They treat guests like royalty, and both of you might get some shoes. The cafeteria has the best menu ever. Miss Bell done been out there cooking. I think Miss Bell might got her jersey retired out there. Pelver Jackson, thank you so much for the great super chat. Brother, you on fire. Browns fan again. First with Baker, Sooner Boomer for life. Now with 2 in Shedeur. By the way, that hurt people's feelings. That hurt people's feelings. That hurt people's feelings when he said, "Hey, I was a Baker fan." He was like, "What? That wasn't even supposed to be in the thing. That wasn't even supposed to be in there." Thank you so much, my guy, for the super chat. TL Care promo video is fire. Thank you. We appreciate you. Mr. Johnson said, Aqib Talib even talked about your interview. You doing big things, bro. 81 babies. Yeah, I see. Man, hey, listen, Aqib Talib was hot. He wasn't playing around. He was like, I'd probably sabotage my son. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I still don't understand it. He said a couple curse words I can't really get to, but yeah. Elo Genesis says, good job, G, on the interview. We appreciate you. Culture and style. You're welcome to disrupt. You're a welcome disruptor to the machine. Check your email for the culture and style. We're going to check that as well. We got to pull up. Let us know. Tommy Guns, 51, became a member. Thank you so much, my guy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Mike, Stephanie G, you're officially the Go to Cleveland Browns podcast. Not only do you break down the All 22, but you always break down promo videos. So many things I missed. Thank you, brother. Coach Prime only does interviews with those he trusts. This will not be the last. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support and your generous super chat. You know, I love the fact that the great thing about it is we bring a lot of voices over here, and we're growing the voices together, man. Make sure you check us out. Top 5 tomorrow. I can't wait for that episode. Also, Final Cut on Wednesdays. And you know what it is. Even Ultimate Browns, UCSS, I'm still out here grinding. Thank you so much. James Game says, that's why the barbershop and the Duke the Scoop interview and a Final Cut appearance is going to be fire. Too much real energy on the screen. You know what it is. Y'all asked for it. We're going to deliver it. Tommy Guns, G. Bush, you asked the questions that we all wanted to hear Prime answer. Great. I said, man, it took me a while to come up with them questions. It took me about 20 minutes. VA Auntie, so happy for you, all of us. God is expanding your territories. G. Bush, hashtag New Cleveland, hashtag replay. Thank you so much, VA Auntie in the building. Jab 9237. Why they hating, G. Bush? It's so sad. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you're getting love from the people that love you, hey, it's like-minded individuals. Maybe they'll come around. It's like the candy. Either mess with us now or you got to pay back later. DK just wanted to keep the super chats going. Salute. Hey, yo, funny. They're like, listen, we gonna keep going with the super chat. You gonna stay on here as long as we tell you to stay on. I already told you. Y'all send the super chat. I'm gonna read each and every one of them. Mick Purnell, good show, G. Bush. You are all class. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate you. G, I'm glad that you stay in the light. Some want it to be you versus everybody, but that's not your energy. Your light and love drew Prime and will draw others. Nish speaking. And, you know, That's that's not what it is. We didn't come over here to pull receipts. That ain't what it was about. It was about the highlight which Coach Prime was talking about, and that's the thing I wanted to get across in the interview. VA member for 3 months. Thank you so much, VA Auntie. Please schedule the day party now that we have the Browns schedule. We need to celebrate. VA Auntie, we gonna get it done. I always tell people we gonna get it done. We actually will get that done. We got to get it popping. Let's keep going. Y'all catches, you guys are too generous. You guys are just too, man. Rob Cunningham, my guy, man. Rob has been down for so long. You watched the old Brown. Listen, Rob used to watch. Shout out to you, man. G, getting what you deserve. Rocking with you since Saturday. Sub, proud of you. Shout out to you. Arena Gridiron of your mention. You operate in the spirit that Shedeur suggested. I'm going to tell you what, Rob, thank you so much. I met Rob years ago, one of the first dudes that pulled up to the channel. And I want to thank him for his generous support, watching and listening. It's a beautiful thing. T-Storm G, people need to realize, like, all money ain't good money. All praise ain't good praise. Some of the people come with evil spirits. Just remember that and don't look for everyone to validate you. Facts. This is enough. I'm sitting here. Let me just tell y'all something. You guys are enough. You guys are enough. We're sitting here, and I've been on here 3 hours and 30 minutes, and this number is still solid and consistent. Your support is fine enough. If you guys appreciate it, that's what we want to see. That's what I care about. So thank you, guys. D Wood says, G Bush had Prime in a barbershop. That's crazy. Congratulations. Next up is Shedeur. I always tell people, man, Shedeur be in different places where you know what I want for Shedeur? Go out there and stay in that playbook and grind. I'll catch up with you later, big dog. We got some work to do. All you got to do is go out here and keep your nose in that playbook and let's cook. That's all we trying to see. Actually, to be truthful, I always think of it like this. Sure, ain't got nothing to talk to me about. He about moving and ascending. His mind is on business. That's where it's supposed to be at. That's why Prime is a good father. He said, I'll go talk to G Bush. You go over there and practice. And I told him, oh, yeah, listen, you ain't got to, listen, we'll talk to you when you put them touchdowns up. And we looking at 9-10 wins. That's what I'm on. Caleb Williams' dad asked for Bears stock. That's crazy. That's a big time move. J Mac, we appreciate it. That's crazy. Captain Smith, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Thank you for sharing the truth and never holding back. I want to thank you for being a member and continue to the support, man. I appreciate you. Miss Bell said it's not your battle, it's the Lord's battle. And John Liquidator can't get an interview with anybody, so that's why you didn't see it. He used to be iffy. And man, like I said, bro, I try to practice what I preach. I say people all the time, I say, why y'all mad about detractors? I don't never tell you about detractors. I just go about my business to do what I do. I couldn't tell you what he said. Big one, J. G. Bush Rosie, this barbershop family right here is all the things and a bunch of peas. Are we still serving crow sandwiches with the sand sandwiches or sand salads? That's all I care. Hey, listen, I'm over here kicking it. We had a good old time. Uncle Kai says, good work, G. We appreciate you, Unc. Jab 9237. What hit hard is when you asked Prime how he sees Shedeur now. He said, when he takes off his shirt, I see the scars. I hated the Browns at that moment. However, we all have to go through the fire. We all said that. And Prime also added to that, he was proud because he never complained about it. And what was great because he showed a different side of it. He got to show that. Now think about that. I was glad he was able to say that and get it out without no extraness. He got to actually tell his story and to be himself and to say how he felt and to do it in a space where, you know, ain't anybody gonna play no games. I wasn't gonna ask nothing crazy, but he was gonna get an opportunity to say how he felt and tell his side of the story. And I think it was powerful. David Walker, sorry I missed the original, but I'm proud of you and Miss Rosie has accomplished. Keep it going. I'm promoting you and what you do. David Walker, you can check it out. Click the, if you have not seen the interview, click the link in the description. It's there. You can just click the link and check it out. Uncle Kai, yeah, you got to hook up with the Dukes and Uncle Neely in the future. Hey, I'm ready to go. Hit me up. FifthDimensionMedia1@gmail.com. You know I'll pull up. Patrick Williams, G. Bush, Mary Kay Cabot promoting the Street Fighter video. Oh, yeah, they're not going to do that. I think it went over people's heads. I don't think they understood what it meant. Honestly, that's why they got their marketing is good. They are good. Debbie says the next thing we know, you and Rosie will going to visit Boulder next time. Invite him to your parents' house in Canton when Hall of Fame. He goes out almost every year. He already said he's gonna pull up. Coach Prime said, "I'm gonna pull up on you, dog." I said, "Man, listen, we gonna be ready to go. You know, I'm always ready." He called me for the interview. I was ready then. By the way, you want to do an interview? Hey, listen. If you want to get your story out there, we plan on doing. We plan on building that relationship with these players. Right now, the players a little sketchy on the media. Right now, the players a little sketchy. They don't really vibe with them. But it's about time we start linking up and getting these players out here and talking to the community, talking to your fans, because there's people out here that's really, really want to mess with y'all. It's people that really support y'all. It's people out here that's really Browns fans. But right now, y'all kind of standoffish because you feel like, man, I don't know, I can't talk to so-and-so. They might try to twist my words. Man, I don't know, they're going to write this. They don't. Listen, man, there's people out there. Come on the platform. Let's get it. Let's get that conversation. Start rebuilding that dog pound. Really building that fan base that y'all need that could be a home field advantage. Carmen Carter, Detroit auntie here. I appreciate your content and I know more about the Browns this season than the Lions. I am a season ticket holder here for you and two. Thanks to you and Rosie. That's crazy. That's crazy. She's a season ticket Lions fan. She says she know more about the Browns. And that's all it thinks you need. I don't need no that. You need to talk about this. This is worth. I don't care if not one media member ever retweet my stuff, ever. That right here, this is the thing that matters. That right there. Princess Lisa, new member, love the interview, except work, or excellent work. I think that's excellent work. Thank you, Princess Lisa. We appreciate you. Solstice for Life says, hi, G. Bush, the Barbershop tribe is rooting for you. Do you think there was a significance in the schedule promo having Shedeur on a week for 8 p.m. game? Yeah, I do. I really think there was so much significance in everything they said. The crazy part when they started talking about the situation with it's week 11. Where am I gonna start? But he was like, I'm sorry, Shedeur's off this week. Bro, I can believe. I said, how did we miss that? How do we miss it? Miss Melanated, I can see the difference in too. He handles the media in a totally different way. They got a whole new game plan. They got a whole new game plan. Jaguar, G. Bush, you and Earl Tivers are fired together. Name that podcast, Three Dukes from Cleveland, LOL. I am not from Cleveland. That's crazy. Shout out to my people and in the final cut. And you guys have been great, man. We've been here 3 hours and some change. I got to at least go take a nap really quick before I get ready for the red carpet. But you know what? I'll be ready to go. Y'all's energy is infectious. Thank you so much for supporting the interview. Thank you so much for supporting me and Rosie and the family and continuing support. All our new members, thank you for becoming members today. And if you haven't become a member, join the family today. It's just not, we do this just for play. We really have things for you we do our members only. By the way, Darren Smith coming up Tuesday, members only. We got Sean King coming up next week, members only. So we got those two interviews coming up. We got a lot of collaborations coming up. Let us know if you don't. When you sign up for a membership, you get a T-shirt. We send that to you, or a hoodie, all the time. You get priority in our chat. As you can see, we flash all of your comments, the members' comments throughout the show. So during the season, we do film reviews. During the season, we also do breakdowns. So we continue to give us new content. We give you food reviews, restaurant reviews. We go clothing. We go shopping. We do all of that, man. So if you want to be a member, hit the join button, and you can be part of the family. And we appreciate everybody that does so. One lad, y'all still putting them in here. Nathaniel, Coach Prime said it won't be a 30 for 30. It's going to be 2 for 100. Can't wait for the documentary by Well Off Media and what really happened to Shedeur. With that being said, you never know what G. Bush might show up, radio, television, internet. But if you want a fresh cut, the real cut, the fresh fade, you know we keep the Clippers with us. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Pull up on us. We'll be at the red carpet. You know what it is. And as always, you know what it is. Let's go Browns.